to another exciting session of the Tales of Tellos, the Steam Age. I'm your humble dungeon master, DM Order, and we're joined by the awesome individuals known as the Crimson Peacekeepers. At least four of them. We're having another one short, 4 weeks in a row. But hey, we'll keep rolling as long as we have four. We're good to go with regards to it. So, this is episode 71. If you're interested in watching any of the previous episodes, they're on our YouTube channel, Castles of Calamities. For it, you can watch any of our episodes that are on there, as well as from our sister campaign, which is the Guild campaign that's hosted by our DM Chaos, where I'm Order, he's Chaos, and it's an interesting story. We're taking place in a very unique continent that's been pulled into 7 directions by ancient dragons. And now, currently in the new 5th era, we are trying to find a way to seal certain evils that have been released and causing havoc across the continent. So, if you're interested in that, check out our YouTube channel. If you're interested in any of the previous episodes of this campaign, check out our YouTube channel. Tonight is going to be a fun session. I always think they're fun, but tonight is going to be the start of a new arc, so to speak. So, brand new people, you're coming in at the right time to enjoy the shenanigans and the story. Speaking of story, let's go into the recap of what happened last time on the Tales of Tellos for session 70 as we move forward into session 71. Last time on the Steam Age, the group finally was able to finish the Dwelven Ruins, and it was at that point they came across a tower in the distance. The traveler who the group had was able to rescue from the Dwelven Ruins said that that was the tower belonging to the Key Magician, and that was the Key Tower located on the opposite side of Zarek. For those who, opposite side of Nonabel, on the other side of the Government, completely for it. The group decided to hike up the trek and reach the tower, but right before they got to the entrance, they came across some bandits that were hired muscle for a dwarven conjurer wizard. Afterwards, they were able to then move forward and through some trickery and some diplomacy, we're able to scare off the bandits, and then we're able to then get the dwarven, or thanks to chance, vortex warp the conjure, and then Erlon was able to slap the silver manacles onto them. After that, the group entered the Key Tower through some whimsical elements. Example, the traveler flipped to the door in order for it to open up and not be ruins, and the traveler was able to fish through the massive array of keys to find the right key on the second try. The group met the Key Magician, who was a satyr wizard that had been very reclusive and very much focused on her research, and then afterwards was able to, the traveler was able to get a golden key from her. She then used her key magic and the powers of the tower to open up a doorway into Zarek. The group went through it and returned finally to the capital of Zarek, or the capital of Nonabel being Zarek, and then moved forward with returning to the Mazer mansion, where Alice was reunited with Bruce, but because Alice and Erlon were still suffering from certain curses that were inflicted on them by the Harbingers, they all decided to take a long rest. And they all leveled up. Everyone here became level 10, huzzah, and everyone was able to get and complete a long rest. The curses on Alice and Erlon are no more. So for you two, you guys can make sure your character sheet reflects your accurate intelligence score, and that's where we're picking up. It is the morning of the 6th where we are embarking on this new arc. It is the middle of autumn, but before we get into that, first off, Lance, welcome. Happy you said you were going to join. I'm happy you're here, but that caught me off guard for a second. So welcome.
Oh yeah, I forgot I said I wasn't going to be here, and then I found out I was.
Yeah.
It was last minute. They didn't need me at the game, so.
And I'm happy, but I'm going through it, and they're Wild Lance appears. I'm like, what? So yeah, happy you're here. That's awesome. That makes me really happy. Second thing, everyone roll me D20s, and I'm also going to be asking just to make sure what everyone took, just officially for their level ups because we had a certain dream sequence from Erlon. All right, let's start. So, Alice coming in with a 10, Zanny with a 3, Chance with a 13, Lance with a 4, and Erlon with a 9. All right, sounds about
How
right.
how am I leading with a 13?
I know, right? I think, wait, I have my sheet. Let's see. Yeah, you led last time with a 19.
Yeah,
So
but at least that was like 19 you expect, like 13
yeah,
at second, third.
yeah. So you guys are way below the average. So
For us, I think we're still above our average.
your average, yes. All right, all right. So very quickly, just for the viewers at home and for anyone that's brand new watching, Chance, what did you take for your level up, and what is your current dynamic, like split wise?
I'm a bard, and I still have just 2 levels of wizard. I only plan on having 2 levels of wizard.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Alice, what did you take, and what is your split for all the viewers at home?
I am level 7 Bard, level 3 Warlock, and I now have a level 4 spell. Look out, you guys.
Nice. But
Yes.
did you get an access to another? Well, no, your bardic die is still a D8, correct?
Yeah, I got, I think, till level 10
Level 10.
as
Okay.
a Bard.
As a bard. All right.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Let's go to Erlon. What for the viewers at home, what's your level split? And what did you take most recently?
So we did not go Warlock. We don't know where it's gonna go there. We did take a level in Barbarian to get Feral Instinct.
Nice.
So now we have some initiative on, or sorry, we have advantage on initiative rolls.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
great. What's your level split?
It is currently, I think, 3-7. Yeah,
3-7? Nice.
3-7. Yeah, fighter Barbarian.
Fighter barbarian. Excellent. Lance, what did you take and what's your level split?
Wizard and wizard.
All pure wizard. Yeah, wizard, Brian, Lance. So awesome. Zanny, what did you take for your level up, and what's your current level splits?
So for this one, I took another level of Apothecary, which brings me to 3 levels of Rogue Mastermind and 7 levels of Alienist Apothecary. I have 4th level spells now too.
Nice. All right. It is the morning of the 6th. It is a nice, cooler day. It is autumn. It's still relatively warm. It's like 90 degrees outside for a desert. That is relatively cool. It's definitely getting colder with each passing day, but it's no longer the sweltering 120-degree heat that was out in the summer. We're going to take the scene up with everyone waking up and what they're doing in the morning really quickly. Let's start with Chance. Chance, what are you doing as you wake up the morning of the 6th? Feeling a little stronger, shall we say?
Um, just uh laying in for a bit. Maybe
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
going out to exercise for a little bit, but mostly just relaxing.
Awesome. You wake up with 2 familiars curled up in the soft bed. You have Hamra and Jack, which you haven't had a nice, cool sleep because of his snow Arctic fox nature. He feels like a cool pillow wherever he sleeps, no matter what. So just being able to snuggle with Hamra and Jack is a good morning for you. At least a good way to start it off. And then you're able to exercise. Roll me with advantage, athletics check. 13. Decent, good workout right in the early morning. Awesome. All right, let's go to Alice. Alice, what are you doing in the morning as you wake up?
She's going to grab a book off of the side of her bed and make sure she can read again.
So yeah, you're desperately, you grab a book, worried to make sure you can read. Roll me an intelligence check with advantage.
With advantage. Oh no, I just don't know how to read. Oh, hold on. Sorry, it's being goofy. Please.
For a moment, you're worried because you're like, wait, I can't read. I can't read. Okay, yes, I can.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
you can.
It didn't roll my dice on D&D Beyond, so I was confused.
Oh yeah, I did. It shows up here. You rolled an 11 on your first roll with the advantage.
Ugh. I don't
Yeah,
like
for the
having a
for
new
a half a
computer.
second, you grabbed the book and it was upside down, and that's why you're like you panicked for a second. Then you're like, okay, I can read.
Wait a minute, I know how to read.
So yeah.
Then she's gonna lay back down and she's going to like snuggle up to Ruth and go, "Don't worry, darling, I learned how to read again last night."
Great. I was worried about that for a moment, but hey, we don't have to go visit the cleric then.
She's gonna spend most of the morning just being lazy because she's tired of sleeping on a floor.
Yep. He does get up, get dressed. He does mention that he has to. He didn't know you were coming like yesterday until like the evening, and he already has an appointment, an in-house appointment here, or a house call, I should say, with one of the attorneys that he hired to represent him. So he has to can't lay in bed with you as much as he wants to, but he has to get ready.
Okay. She'll allow it.
She'll allow it.
She'll allow it.
All right. Awesome. Anything else you're doing in the morning other than enjoying the bed?
No, she's gonna take her time getting dressed in the morning, and then she's going to go down for like a good coffee breakfast, just feeling like a person. She wants to feel like a person because it's been a while since she had a good easy wake up where she's not getting dragged out a door violently.
By any devils? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair. Nasir has your favorite breakfast already ready, and it is ready for you to enjoy, and the coffee and everything. So
Perfect.
awesome. Let's go then next to Lance. Lance, what are you doing in the morning as you wake up?
eh.
Everyone would
Lance-
know that Lance last night, or at least some of you may have woken up just for a moment as you heard a mad cackle coming from his room or from outside. Almost a eureka moment before he went to bed. But Lance, what are you doing in the morning?
Lance wakes up and starts aggressively writing in his book.
All right.
Because he has a thought. Of a couple new spells. So he starts filling those out.
Awesome. You fill those out as those new spells, those eureka moments as a wizard. You finish your like research that you've been working on throughout the levels, and yeah, you are eager to try them out as you finish scribing them. But you're also very, very hungry, and so you decide to go down to eat, right? Or
Yep.
would you try to get food delivered to your room?
No, he goes downstairs to eat.
All right.
He probably comes like running down the stairs,
Yep.
like skipping.
Skipping. Okay, that happy.
Actually,
Awesome.
he would have also raised the bugbear or the fade, whatever
Yeah.
we call them, the goblin, giant goblinkin, and brought him down with him.
Yep. So, let me pull up him for a moment. Roll me a D26. You're gonna have to type that in. So /D1 D26.
$24.
X. So give him a name. You get the impression that his name began with an X. That evil grin. I'm scared now.
He calls him Xano instead of
Xano.
Zanny.
Okay. So skipping down the steps with an undead, you see this is a goblinoid skeleton with the runes etched across its body, and it wielding a maul, like kind of like the club that it once would have wielded when it was alive.
Zanny.
You start searching for her. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's go to Erlon. What is Erlon doing in the morning as he wakes up from that very vivid dream?
Trying to really just not recuperate, but almost trying to dissect everything and trying to decide if it was real or how much of it was a dream. Just really thinking about the options he was kind of given or what he might be forced to take. I think that's really what he's doing. He's just really kind of thinking twice about everything and just trying to decide what's in the best favor of not only himself but everybody.
Okay. It's a very introspective morning then for you.
Yeah. He doesn't really like waking up and having to think that much, and now with that, whatever it was, dream or whatever, he's just really focused on that more than anything.
All right. Great. You then presumably do you go get breakfast, or are you gonna kind of like stay in your room for the morning?
I think today he actually stays in his room, does not partake in any morning routine per usual of like eating or working out at all.
Okay. All right. I'll make a note of that.
Mm-hmm.
With that, let's go then next to Zanny. Zanny, what are you doing in the morning?
I think it's just like very simple. Big major dungeon just finished, so she's taking like her customary like one day off. So she's like not exercising today. She's not doing all that stuff, but just today. But the first thing she is doing when she gets up and like gets her little stretches in is she's gonna do ascending to Laura.
Okay. Great. You sense it as you're getting ready to cast. You have more spell power.
I definitely have. I definitely woke up with like all these new ideas in my head of stuff I hadn't thought of before.
Yep.
Just haven't had a chance to write them down yet. But before all that, it's just like the very first thing. It's like day off. But first, let's get this shit done. Laura, I'm not dead. I'm in Zarek. We're all okay. More information to come when I can talk more.
Good morning. Glad you're not dead. Glad you're back in Zarek. We'll wait to hear more from you. Hope you come back soon. Anything else for Zanny?
I think after that, she just kind of puts her coat on and heads downstairs for breakfast just to catch up.
And it's at that moment you hear Zanny from Lance.
What? What the 16? How? What is that?
I made it. I made it. I finished it. I finally finished it. Figured it out.
Wait, is that the thing that you were trying to... That thing? So you did it? Oh, crap. Hang on. Just gets, like, right up in it, like... Okay. This is... Okay.
Yeah.
I've not seen that one before. Did you make some of these runes up?
Uh-huh.
You made most of these runes up, didn't you?
Some of them, well, like this is like halfling, but like monster, and this is he starts explaining like the different parts that he like combined together, and he's like, I kind of just started mixing languages.
You grammatically fudged words to make your intent literal.
Mm-hmm. With about 9 languages.
This makes my brain hurt to read it, but I'm glad it works, honey.
Yep.
One thing you would note, Lance, you had to pull out a book and research specifically on goblinoid languages in order to help with the binding. So it is a mix of your own magical flair, but it did require some goblinoid.
Also, it's written
Yes.
in Goblinoid. Okay.
Yeah, I had to like kind of almost learn a new language to figure this out.
Yeah, well, some of this has to be written. I can't read that. I don't know what that is. That's not. What is that? Is that some kind of? Is that their language?
Yeah. It's not my normal stuff I know how to do, so I had to like,
They had to like improvise it.
yeah. Well, I also had to like read books and like I had to figure out there's a lot of math involved in this.
Yeah. I could see. Well, I could see that. Like just the having to fuel the spell matrices alone. How much power do you have to put in this thing, Lance? Like, sheesh.
Not much more than making Billy.
You gotta be kidding me.
Uh-uh.
Wizards are fucking cheaters. I hate y'all.
I know.
You would know though it is a different spell, so it's like you have to prepare them completely
Yeah.
separate. So
Right.
not
It-
cheating,
it-
but it's different.
It's a different, yeah. I have to, it's a different thing, but I can do it.
I
So currently, Lance, you now know 3 raise undead spells or animate dead, 1 for beasts, 1 for humanoids, and 1 from goblinoids.
Yeah.
Just for the record and for everyone at home.
Oh. I also found this other thing in that not in that guy's book, but in that one of the other books I was looking when I was trying to figure this thing out. You know how things like to grab me and choke me and or eat me or bite me, and I always get caught.
uh-huh.
I figured out how to not do that anymore.
Okay.
Did you know if you use enough magic force, you can literally just cut a hole through whatever's grabbing you and come out the other side, like Misty Step through somebody with pain?
Okay, so are you talking about blood teleportation?
No, it's called rupture,
Oh,
and you
okay,
literally
okay.
just like you just cut through them, and you kind of like bloop through them, and you chop them in the process.
Oh no, you're. Oh, that's fine.
It
You had
only
me
works
worried
if
for a
they're
second.
holding you, though, like if they're choking you or grabbing you, or. But the best part, even if they're choking you, you can't breathe. You only need to like, yeah, them. There's no talky part.
You just gotta hit him.
Yeah.
By the way, Lance and Zanny, roll perception checks.
I'm a little preoccupied, I think. Yeah, probably. Yep.
Yeah, preoccupied. Lance, it makes sense. You notice that Nasir went to open the door and is escorting a devilkin into the house and towards one of the parlors. She's wearing a Rian style suit. She has reddish orange skin, glasses, and carrying a briefcase of sorts.
Lance will pause and like poke Zanny and kind of turn her and be like, who's the fancy lady?
Huh? What? Huh? Do I recognize at least the getup or anything?
Roll an intelligence check. That's a hard. It's just
Yeah.
person with a suit. That's a very hard thing to.
I
ask.
don't know if they have any sort of insignias or anything.
You feel like you've heard of you've heard of solicitors, lawyers before, and you've heard of business people. This feels more like an attorney uh, with the briefcase, especially making entering the house.
Oh, okay.
You're not 100% sure, but that would be what you would be able to get with a 23 intelligence check.
Well, I mean, we've dealt with plenty of lawyers in our town with our family. So,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, it's probably just a lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yeah, remember Bruce is dealing with all that, like, he got sued over that fire stuff that happened, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably just a lawyer to do something like that.
Ah.
With that said, you both go and see Alice is eating. You guys come in and you can have a feast of whatever your choice is for food. But for now, you both are, three of you, eating breakfast together with regards to it. I'll ask for Alice, Zanny, and Lance. Roll insight checks, please. Alice, that makes sense.
Oh, wow.
Alice rolled a 1, I rolled a 10, and I only beat her by 1.
I would
All
like
right.
to figure out why my digital dice are not rolling, and I'm very upset about it.
We're seeing it. Like we're seeing
No,
the
no, 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 no. I know that's working, but normally when I click, I see dice on my character sheet.
ah.
So I can watch them roll and actually, know that they're rolling.
Gotcha.
Eh.
And then yeah, hopefully you can figure that out. But for the story part, the three of you eat and you don't notice anything different. But this year definitely has to clear out a lot of plates as you guys are very famished this morning. But is there any conversation the three of you want to have before we move on to the next scenes?
Lance would just tell Alice. Oh, and well, he didn't tell Zany, but he's telling Alice about his new friend, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and this one is named Zano."
Sano, like,
What? That's what you named it?
Well, it kind of names itself a little bit.
Darling,
It gives me a letter.
you can't just name it after Zanny because they're both, and she's gonna lean over to Lance. Short.
This is a
This is
giant
like
goblin.
7 feet tall.
I can fit in its ribcage.
It's not.
I thought goblins were littler than.
This was a bugbear.
Yeah, this
Goblinoids technically
this was one of those giant
are
ones.
in common D&D, goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears.
Yeah.
Here it's goblins, red goblins, giant goblins, fey goblins, or giant goblins.
My bad. I've been so obsessed with these dice as of late, I was not fully listening to the height of this guy. Whoops. Sorry, height doesn't matter. We're here for short kings.
Awesome. All right. You guys start having a conversation about goblins and height.
I will ask Alice one thing.
Sure.
There's a lawyer coming in. Is Bruce still in trouble?
He said that he had to meet with someone, but in true Bruce fashion, he told me not to worry about it, so I'm only worrying about it internally and not externally.
Okay. I just checking.
I don't like that we've been away for a month because, well, I couldn't keep track of things that were happening in the last month, and I haven't the foggiest of what's been going on with that whole ordeal.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of being gone so long either. I hate that it was a month. That's too long for any of us to be away.
Agree. Did she look unhappy? Did she look happy?
Hot.
She looked busy.
Busy. I don't know how that translates because I don't know if she'd look happy if Bruce were losing or if she'd look happy if Bruce were winning. And I don't know what busy translates to.
I mean, busy means at least she's got work to do, which in any case is, I guess, kind of a good thing because that means they're fighting for your case. I mean, we got a couple lawyers for the family back home, but I ain't never had any trouble with them, so I don't know a whole lot about it.
Well, it's fine. I mean, I'll just ask Bruce about it later, and he'll tell me that everything's fine. So surely everything's fine.
Do you? I'm trying real hard not to stick my nose where it don't belong, but do you want my help on this, honey?
Well, I do want to go see if that strange little fairy that I planned to pay with my swimming gloves did find anything about what I asked, and then perhaps from there, yes, I might need your help. Well, everybody's help, but
Okay. Just let me know.
Awesome. It's about this time. Chance, you come back from your morning workout. Would Chance go directly to like have breakfast, or would she go shower first after a workout?
Now, she's not a breakfast person.
Okay.
She's gonna shower.
Then you are upstairs showering. Roll a insight check for me, please. Natural 20, Jesus. All right. You're walking up the stairs and you're going down the hallway, and you heard the others, most of them downstairs. You heard Lance, Alice, and Zanny. And you could kind of hear some of the echoes of like different people in the house. When you're on your floor going towards your room, you notice Erlon's room the door is shut. And with that natural 20, you can tell that he probably has not left the room all morning. You just get a feeling, and I'll just leave it at that. That something's maybe up with Erlon, just because there's a natural 20 involved. Do you do anything about it, or do you just continue on, take a shower?
No, not at the moment. She likes her privacy. If he doesn't come down by lunch, then she'll be worried.
Okay. Then you go on and take a shower, and the rest of the morning is yours. All right. Let's skip ahead just a little bit. Zanny, Lance, Alice, you three are able to enjoy your breakfast as much as possible. And then from behind you, the door kind of like opens, and a certain sliver kind of like pokes his head over. He's like, you're awake, enjoying your breakfast. Whenever you're ready, we're here in this parlor. Don't make us wait all day. And he kind of like just goes back in.
Gee, thanks. Nice to see you too.
Good to see you. It's not like didn't see you last night. Which you guys did see him last night. Sorry, Zane. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, with that being said, Chance, is there anything you're doing for the rest of the morning before maybe the meeting?
She's just spending time in her room, reading, relaxing.
Awesome. Sounds good. Alice, is there anything you're doing for the rest of the morning?
Does Bruce's meeting seem to be going on all morning?
It looks to be going for, I would say, maybe like an hour.
I'm gonna go read some of my celestial book that
Yep.
I'm going to speed read.
Awesome. Sounds good. Eventually, Bruce does come to see you, and he just checks on you like, I don't know if I should make a joke about reading or not, but
It's too
I'm
soon.
glad you're reading, darling.
It's too soon, especially since I'm reading Elementary Celestial, so I still feel like I'm reading a children's book.
All right, well, hopefully you'll get back into the rhythm of things. If need be, we can go to that cleric.
Darling, I'm perfectly fine. How was your meeting?
It was good. We have a important case We have important court date. In today's the 6th, on the 8th.
The 8th. I do hope nothing terrible occurred while I was gone for so long.
Actually, well, I got sued, so now they're bringing the civil charges against me. We're doing a motion to dismiss, so hopefully that can get dismissed with everything. Which hopefully rather than having a long drawn out court case.
I feel like this has already been long and drawn out. How likely is it that you'll get it dismissed?
Enduring is very confident in things, but she's a little. She's had a couple of years of experience, but I'm a little worried about things. But still, I'm just hoping that it'll work out.
Well, darling, just know if you need anybody to mysteriously disappear, I know quite a few people that can make that happen.
I think that is something that's getting me in trouble again, darling.
Oh,
Too many people have disappeared, and now that's being used against me.
well, the opposite. I know a couple people that are particularly good at finding things. It's not me. It's not me at all. I'm terrible at finding things. The worst, but Zanny and Chance and Lance are quite good at it.
Mm-hmm. I might have to ask them about it. I know Geith has been around a lot, and he's mentioned cryptically. You know how that line pin is. Things are turning. He said, the tide has started to turn.
Like in a good way, a bad way.
I believe a good way, but
Oh.
Dad, you'll have to ask him.
Oh, I don't want to. I feel like I'm going to come away more confused than I went in.
That's usually the feeling I get.
No, especially after yesterday where I couldn't hardly understand anything. I can't. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's a Geith day, not today.
Good. And let's today be a good day for both of us.
Does that mean you're going to take me out to make up for our missed anniversary tonight?
If you want to, I'll admit I did not plan anything spectacular as I would have if I knew, like I had a few days in advance. But I could take you out for a wonderful dinner.
How
It's totally fun.
how readily accessible is Bruce's watch?
His watch, like his
Yeah,
clock. Yeah,
yes.
relatively. Like you could pull on it, and it's right there.
Yeah, she's gonna pull on it and open it up and look at it and go, "Oh, darling, you have plenty of time until dinner to fix something elaborate up," and then she's gonna put it back.
He just laughs. I'll try to figure something out for us. And then he gives you a kiss on the lips and goes out so you can enjoy your book.
I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna be the best celestial in the whole wide world.
Yep.
See spot read. See spot read.
All right. Let's go then next to Erlon. Erlon, do you stay all morning in the room or do you eventually come out or do anything in the morning?
I do stay in the room, but I will send a message to Eloquin finally.
Okay. What is your message to her?
Hello, Eloquin. We are shit. This is where it gets bad.
We are shit.
No. We finally finished the quest and got the person we were looking for, and I'm back. How are things?
Things are well. I'm really happy to hear from you again. I was getting a little worried. Revenus assured me, but still, I'm happy to hear from you again. Let me know when you're coming back to Jedna.
Shoot, I only get one message. That's right.
Yep.
We're starting to learn better with this thing.
You're getting better.
All right. With that, he just kind of wanted a little escape of what's going on in his mind, and then he'll just probably go back and just stay in his room, think some more, I guess.
Okay. There is a little like bell that you can pull with like back in those days where you get, I forget what they're called. The dumbbell service where you get like food delivered to your room. So if you wanted to, you could. You are getting a little hungry. You're noticing. but
Gotcha.
it's up to you.
Hmm,
But if not, you're staying in your room.
I think
That's
so,
cool.
actually. Yeah.
All right. Let's go then to Lance. Lance, is there anything you're doing for the rest of the morning?
Nope.
Okay. Are you just working on the spell book from the Dwarven Conjure? Are you trying to put any of those spells in your spell book?
Not right now. He read through them. He's got a couple he wants to work on, but he's more playing with this other thing that he made. He's trying to figure out how dangerous this is. In fact, he is going to talk to. He wants to talk to Zanny and Chance if she ever comes downstairs about it, and be like, "Look, I made this other spell. How stupid is it?"
Okay. Zanny, would Zanny be available? Let's start with that. Would she make herself available for Lance?
I think all she's doing in the meantime is just she's probably hanging out if Alice is cool with it. She's probably hanging out in the same room as Alice, working on her formulas, just like she has these different ideas going on in her head, and she just wants to write them down. So yeah, she's just like where if Alice is like over in the reading room or something, like that's Zanny's just over there with her own book open, just
Okay.
not even really talking to her, not even really talking back and forth, just kind of like she's like in full manic work mode because she has ideas in her head that she's never had before. Like she's gone past her catching up to what she used to be able to do.
Gotcha. Awesome. So Lance, you can go if you wanted to. You know where Chance and you know where Zanny are, but they're not exactly readily available. But you can find them and ask them if you want to talk about your spell, or just leave them to their own devices.
He would write down a copy of what the spell does and just hand it to each of them and say, "Wouldn't you have time read that and come back and tell me what you think?" He'd probably give one to Alice too and say, "In case you need a break from reading your Celestial book." And he's gonna tell her that in Celestial, just very quickly with no breakdown of making it easy for her, and then just walk away.
In in she gets like every other word, and then she's trying to put it together while she looks at this thing in her lap. She goes, "Is this going to blow me up if I read it? Is that what he said?"
I didn't quite understand him, but don't think that was it. I think that was just if you got maybe if you wanted to read it too.
Okay. If we blow up my sitting room, Lance is in trouble.
Well, I'll take a look at it too. If we're gonna blow up, we'll both blow up.
That's the description of what the spell is.
Yeah. So you guys read it. Posicrotic Seer. You target a creature of your choice within range with a wasting of the flesh. Your target must succeed on Constitution saving throw or take 3d8 instead of necrotic. It's radiant damage or necrotic damage, but just positive aligned. At the beginning of each of its turns for the duration, a target reduced to 0 hit points while under this effect of the spell has disadvantage on its death saving throws. If your target dies, you can raise it as a zombie as a bonus action on your turn and can use a bonus action on each of the subsequent turns to mentally control it. Basically, make a zombie out of a person and then sear off their flesh.
But for the next 24 hours, it's a zombie, and its flesh just keeps burning away with the positive necrotic energy, and then at the end, it just clean skeleton falls down dead. And at higher levels, it gets more burny and creates a ghoul, and at 9th level, it gets super burny and creates a ghast. And it works on any type of creature that's not a construct or already undead, we decided, right?
Yep.
As long as there's fleshy bits exposed.
I know some friends back home that might have a problem with this, but magic is magic, and it's really the person that uses it, and at least it's you using it.
I don't think that makes me feel better, Zanny. I think that just makes me more afraid of pissing off Lance.
This is Necromancer's Crooked Book.
In all fairness, I should probably show you a few of the ideas that I just had. One of them has to do with blood parasites, and the other has to do with actually counteracting everything that you do, Lance.
Blood parasites.
It's a healing spell.
It's a healing spell. It's a healing. You guys, it's a healing spell. You know, you guys, blood parasites and whatever it is Lance is doing. Do you know what I can do now? I can make us a tiny little house to sleep in when we're in danger.
That is fantastic.
And
Oh,
we're
we
going
need
to
that.
cuddle very closely.
We need that so bad.
Alice, look at this other spell I made. Or, well, I found this one in a book. Sorry, I didn't make this one. I found this one in a book. And he writes it down really quickly and hands it to her.
You just kind of poke a hole in someone, huh? You really do.
Honestly, after leaving the dungeon and being just dragged off into so many different directions, being swallowed is a real fear of mine now.
I kind of feel like this is a you thing too. I'm just saying.
You know,
That happened a lot.
Alice, I can teach you how to do this spell if you want.
You could teach me this. Oh,
This one. So next time something grabs you, you can just like poke it and escape yourself.
escape myself. Sure. When I am one day strong enough to actually actively utilize this level of magic, perhaps I will.
It's a second level spell.
Oh, it just said fast cast. Oh, I can't read. My
I don't
symbols
know
over
why
that.
it said cast at 5th level, but it's a second level spell.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you
Oh.
cast it?
It just fired it off.
I hit display at virtual tabletop, and yeah.
At your highest spell slot.
Yeah.
Well,
It defaults by, yeah.
Perhaps it's not as useless of a spell as I would have thought. Perhaps, I don't know, a month ago.
Right? It's kind of cool.
No, it's very cool, but also, you scare me.
I like both of these spells, and I hold up the first one you hand up. This is a war crime.
Yes, very
Like,
much so.
This spell. I'm gonna keep my voice down. This spell would absolutely get you righted in the rear. I'm cool with it.
Oh, I did in fact tell Bruce today that if he needed someone to disappear, I know the people to do so. So I'm glad to say I was not lying to him.
Oh, we can disappear people.
Well, the problem is, I think we need to find people.
Well, there's that too.
There was another one in that book that talked about like forming maggots inside people that ate them from the inside. I decided that one was a little overkill.
See, I actually that's what part of mine was based on, is that the blood leech actually eats their vitae, and then when you physically hit them, it gives it to you.
I'm
Red's
so
gonna
glad
love it.
that wizard is imprisoned and you have his spellbook.
Oh, this wasn't in his book. This was in the book I found while I was trying to figure out how to make Xano. But this one, you make a maggot in somebody, and the only way to get it out is for them to physically cut it out, and then they kill the maggot. But each turn, it's just eating the inside of them, so they have to. Yeah.
Please, I don't need the description. You know, you could have left it as terrible bug inside person must. Really, that's just one of my biggest fears now. Thank you. I will never sleep again.
Would it be better if I told you about how I can pray undead to now be re-dead? Just actually pray them dead again?
How does that work with lands?
It does a significant amount of holy, radiant damage. And if they're undead, they don't have any choice. They eat it. They like
Okay.
it. It tastes real good. Num 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 num. And then they get disintegrated. I don't leave bones.
Okay, I am so happy we're on the same side.
Alice is like, these people are in my house.
I love you guys. You guys are my best friends in the whole wide world, and nothing will tear us apart, correct? I mean, literally tear us apart, correct?
Oh,
Oh, of course
absolutely.
Perfect, perfect,
I-
perfect.
Does she think we're gonna turn evil and go crazy?
You know,
not.
I've
These are
seen
to
my.
stop evil, not be evil.
Well, Alex, you have to understand the amount of people that we've seen that have turned evil and gone crazy in the past, I don't know, 3 months.
I mean, I will say, if you look at it from their point of view, you know, the bad guys, we are kind of like serial killers.
No, we're very much like, if a murderer kills a murderer, the number of murderers is still the same in the world.
That's why you got to kill two, so that you eventually
Exactly.
reduce the population.
Exactly.
Yes, but
That's how
there's-
basic math works. You kill more than one, and immediately the math problem solves itself.
Okay. Well, all I've done is I've killed a gelatinous ooze and a hag and a person, so I don't know what that says about me.
Oh, that means
So you
you're
need to
head
kill
bad
more
too.
people.
No, you're head bad too. You're good.
Oh, okay.
What about?
Awesome. And with that being said, it's about, I'd say, maybe like 11 a.m. You guys get the feeling the slivers are waiting for you. Might be want to go visit them. So
Oh wait,
who's
let's
starts
not tell
ra-
Revenos about that spell.
who starts rallying the group to go downstairs to meet with them?
You know, I will if you guys want me to.
Okay.
Did the slivers tell other people, or did they just tell Zanny, Lance, and Alice? Like, do we
They
know
said-
that they're waiting for them, or?
They said we'd talk in the morning. That was last night. And then when Alice, Zanny, and Lance were having breakfast, they told them because those were the three that were having breakfast together to tell the others, basically.
Lance would have told you when he gave you the paper.
Alright.
All right.
Was there a time set?
Not really, but they said morning, so 11 a.m. is like, yeah, it's time.
Still morning, yeah.
So, all right.
Real quick before, what would Chance have thought of reading that spell?
I don't know. I mean, she doesn't love it, but she's not gonna stop you.
That's fair.
That's a good answer. Like, you do you, boo.
She just like kind of reads it, just like looks at you and sighs, but
Awesome. Danny, I reiterate, this is a war crime. Awesome.
I mean,
right.
your girl is peace, so
Exactly.
And Lance's death.
All right. So, Zanny, you're rallying the group. Who do you make sure is there first of the four?
I think it's just down the hall. I think it's just like as I go up the stairs and just like start checking down the hall. Go check with like Chance and Red and just anybody that I didn't already see downstairs. I'll see if they're upstairs just hanging out.
I mean, if it's 11 o'clock, Chance is on her way. Chance has a watch. I think Chance is the only person that has a watch, but Chance has a watch.
Yeah.
So if it's 11 o'clock and you're
she's
going
behind.
around, she's already on her way. If you're coming by before 11, she'll be like, "It's not 11 yet."
Yeah, Zanny would have sat on her butt with keen mind and waited till 11:59 and been like, "It's still technically morning."
But annoy them.
Yeah, just specifically to annoy Revenos.
Yeah. All right. You both, when you're upstairs, would notice Big Red's door is still closed.
I'll go ahead and actually I'll look over as soon as I see that it's been closed. Hold on. I just look over at Chance. Has he been out?
Yeah, I was going to get him if he wasn't out by about now. So,
Oh, okay.
I mean, we've been together for the past somewhere between a week for us and a month for the world. Um, I wanted some time alone. I don't.
Oh no, I get it. I get it. I get wanting time alone. Him, I don't always get wanting time alone. Sometimes I do.
I mean, I thought this might be one of those times, but we can knock.
Yeah, I mean it's time, and might as well check see if he's dead. Zanny will knock on the door.
Knock, knock.
Brett, you dead yet?
Yet. Was I supposed to die?
No.
Are you still dumb?
Ah. According
Are
to
you
Lance,
still
I'm
as
always
dumb as you were yesterday?
No, I can actually use this rock.
Okay.
Do you open the door, Elon, or are you just yelling inside?
Oh, yeah, I'm literally just talking through the keyhole. You want to build a snowman?
One of those.
No, I'll open the door upon the knocking.
All right.
So the Greeny boy's waiting for us downstairs with the crew.
Greeny boy. Oh, Revenos.
Yeah, he's down with the crew. I guess they're waiting to take a meeting with us.
Can't wait to see him again.
I know, right?
Like
Isn't it
been
wonderful?
yesterday. Yeah. I might have a lot of, I guess, questions for him.
You doing all right?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty dumb, but
Yeah.
feeling pretty good now. I guess you can say.
Okay.
He's completely bullshitting, by the way.
Yeah. You can,
Oh,
Erlon,
can
you
we
can
roll
a
insight?
deception and everyone else roll.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was
Insight.
just roll.
I was waiting for you to finish your sentence, and then I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
have to.
know.
I wasn't going to
I
roll.
wasn't gonna be like deception.
I was going to be like, oh, cool, yeah, no.
Chance.
Fuck you, Chance. No, sorry, jeez.
Chance rolled double nat 20s. Let me just. Yep, double nat 20s. Which, incidentally, Erlon, you still haven't given up your the dexterity boost that you had while you were out. So
Did I not?
you still have that ability. But Chance, you gained.
Oh.
Let me double check. I'll have to look up and see if you've gained a feat.
I have not gotten anything yet. This is the first time.
This is
That
the
is
first
the
time she's
first time.
gotten nat 20.
Yeah, I think this is
Double,
with all of her rerolls. I think this is her first double 20.
Nice.
This is.
So then I'll look into it and figure out a feat for you. But Erlon, roll a deception check.
Deception check. Shall do. Nat 20. Oh my god. I literally called it.
Nat 20. But Chance is still 25. So you successfully bullshit Zanny, but not Chance. And
Okay.
Chance,
I'm happy about that then. Sorry, Zanny.
Chance, roll me an Arcana or Religion check.
Okay. I guess it is the same either way.
26. Because of the nat 20.
So
because
close
of
to
the
nat 20
26.
itself.
Yeah, the nat 20 for the insight, and then the 26 on top of that.
Wild.
Maybe it definitely is your infernal bloodline. You sense a little bit of a touch of infernal, not necessarily that Erlon is infernal, but just like the ever so faint smell or ever so faint influence or something that has lingered on Erlon. That reminds you, I would just say, of the succubus Elenara that you met. Even no matter how brief, it's just the level up, natural 2025, and then a 26. You're picking that up suddenly on Erlon.
She just raises her eyebrow at him and is like, after this meeting, do you want to go to the store with me? I should probably pick up some supplies.
Chance. I thought I made it very clear to everybody. I hate shopping.
It's true, but we can't always make Zanny go out and get the supplies.
I mean, it's not. I don't mind it.
Chance is shooting you a look like,
Yeah, I was
"Eh."
wondering.
Yeah,
I'm trying to like.
You're good.
Wait.
No. Yeah, I failed the insight check on Red, but if you're trying to
On
pass
Red,
me
now I'm gonna
information,
ask
I'll
you to
pick
roll
up
an
on
insight
that.
check on Chance. Go ahead, roll another
Chance.
insight check.
Will do.
We're in the don't roll a 1 territory.
Yeah, I know for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you pick up on it where you're like, no, it's fine. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
No, I really don't. I don't mind it. Look over Chance. But honestly, today I could use a bit of a break. I gotta go catch up with Laura.
Or maybe we can go find weapons. You need bullets, right? And you always need sharp, pointy things.
I always need ammunition. Actually, yeah. If y'all could get me some stuff to make ammo, like I said, I gotta go catch up with Laura. I got stuff to do. I've been gone for a friggin' month, and I told that girl I'd only be gone for 2 weeks. You're right, Chance. I shouldn't actually. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, do you want me going to the weapon shop by myself? Like,
No. We
You ain't
don't
gonna know
know.
what to pick out.
We don't know also if people are still watching us or something. So
Yeah.
I'll be happy to go with you, Chance. Just don't expect me to give you any pointers on certain things to buy. But
that's exactly why I'm bringing you.
oh well, then perfect.
the weapon shop.
Sure. Yeah, that might really clear my head, I guess.
All right.
Well, that makes things easier. Thank you, y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Zanny.
Oh, here, and she'll hand over like shit. She doesn't have much money left. Oh yeah, but she's got enough for that. She just hands over like 20 gold worth. Like that should be enough for supplies for bullets.
Awesome.
Yeah, I really
Sounds-
need.
Whatever you can cover, we can pay for. I'm pretty sure.
Alrighty.
All right. If everyone can put their characters in this room, right here. Awesome. And just for like imagery, this is the west or the northwest parlor. There's a piano in one area, a fireplace, and then you guys can see outside overlooking the pool in the backyard, and 3 blue couches putting side by side for it. Lance, you sit down. I'm assuming Zanny, you sit down. Lance, you're sitting down on the piano. You're on mute.
Well, he was waiting for everybody else. He was poking at it,
Okay.
pretending that he knew how to play.
Gotcha. Roll performance check. Yeah, it's like dun 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 dun. All right. Let's see. And yeah, I'll make the journal. Let me just give permissions right now for that, and there we go. All right. With that being said, who's the last one in there? I'll just ask. Would it be the 3 group like Chance, Zanny, and Erlon together?
That'd be fine.
I would assume unless Alice and Lance were like specific, like they were in the room like next door, unless they were like waiting.
Yeah, I think Zanny would have been, because she probably would have made a big production about not being so busy that to not be able to go shop, that she had to leave right now to go do things before the meeting. So she like darted out and then showed up late.
Okay. So you see Romanos is like, all right. Well done. Well done. Congratulations on rescuing the traveler from the Dwelven Ruins. Kudos and accommodations, and congratulations on defeating another Harbinger, however temporarily. Still, recognition do where recognition is due. Also, sense that you've all come stronger. How is breakfast?
I mean, good. It always is. I mean, this here makes really good food.
Good. Is anyone still maybe a little hungry after their breakfasts? And you all would, I would say, everyone could roll a con save.
I mean, it's about lunchtime.
Yeah, Chance, you're hungry because it's lunch.
And I didn't eat breakfast, so of
Didn't
course
eat
I'm hungry.
breakfast. So you kind of like you mentioned that he's like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
That's not actually true. That's
All right. Well, the point I was trying to say before the blunders of this all, you all have gotten more powerful. And so when heroes get more powerful at a certain level, their bodies begin to change. Their metabolism begins to change. A forewarning, you all might start to get hungrier as you are burning more calories and more energy in your bodies. So be prepared to be eating more. With that being said, Alice is livid. Something wrong, Alice?
Yes, darling, it's not very proper to comment on a lady's eating habits. I would appreciate it if you didn't.
Oh,
I'm not. I'm commenting on a hero's dietary needs.
Can I not be a hero and a lady?
You can. That's
Okay, then.
why I'm telling you. As a hero, you're going to need a lot more calories. That's it. With that being said, that's out of the way. Let's talk about the traveler who's right there. He kind of like points to Dion, who, again, orange-haired elf, is just leaning on the armchair, just like smiling. All right. Well, thanks all for helping me snap out of that situation where for it. This is going to be a bit of a serious conversation. So before we dive right on into it, does anyone want to hear a joke? Huh? Dion
Sure.
looks around.
No.
All right, great.
Chance just rolls her eye.
Dion's immediately going into it. All right. Knock knock.
Wait. Sheldon replies, "Ooh."
Alberger.
Alberger who?
So you've
Xana-
heard of owlbears and the noises they make.
I'd like to uninvite this man from my parlor. Please leave.
All of you take psychic damage.
Will Nacia, can you escort him out, please?
He just starts laughing, Dion.
Is this vicious mockery?
I heard that from a nomad in the middle of the desert, and I had a hoot. Get it?
Are you sure it wasn't a mad gnome?
They might have not been mad, but I'm pretty sure we are.
Puns. I am a fan of puns.
Alice is gonna
I
turn
hate
around and
them
look at
so
Revenos and go,
much.
I didn't know you were the normal one.
Oh yes, this. I'm above normal. Thank you very much. I'm premium.
Okay, well, sure, darling.
All right. Well, traveler, what can you tell the group what you found? And please do so with the least amount of humor possible, taking in the seriousness of this matter. All right, fine. He stands up. All right. So part of the reason why I was there when I went into the Dwelven Ruins was number one, to check on some of the ruins denizens, but also to do research. And that research has proven fruitful. The research that I was doing was partly on how to stop the anti-16. and it has allowed me to come up with 3 solutions that we can use to deal with them in the long run, all revolving around this. And he kind of like flicks his wrist, and the spike that you saw him use against Hubris appears, kind of like sliding from his his van brace, and he kind of like twists it and flips it, and you all can see a platinum spike with a little crystal at the end of it for it. This here, boys and girls, and everything in between, is a platinum spike. More than that, it is also a trammel. Now, the power that this item has is that it can be used in different ways to seal entities, powerful entities that have elements of the divine within them. Now, 3 solutions. Solution number 1. This can be used to stab, as it is currently, a anti-16. Stab them and it weakens them severely as it tears a hole into their soul, trying to anchor them in this place, this reality, the physical universe. Now, one thing that can be done is that this spike, in particular with option 1, is that it can be used to bind them to you. It would make you a vessel, similar to, as my understanding is, how Chance currently is holding the essence of violence. This could be used in order to help effectuate that going forward for it. Now, pros and cons for this is that pro, it's a very simple tool to use. Just need to stab someone. He kind of like almost, he gestures with it a little bit towards you guys. Not at you, but like just generally. And you can seal an anti-16, battle them, use the anchor, this trammel, this spike, specifically, I will call this a spike right now, and get them to be yours. Absorb their powers and carry them wherever you need to go.
Would the magic that this is using allow us to do that with any of them?
It would allow you for something close. You would not need to be a direct opposition of them, but you'd still have to have some essence to stand against them. As an example, Zanny, you are a very knowledgeable person. You love knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
This could have worked if you had it against potentially ignorance. Now, you still have to say some magic words with it, and in the moment I wasn't able to give it to you or teach you how to use it, but in essence, you are close enough to the essence of knowledge that you can use that against the anti-16 of knowledge, even though your opposition is hope against the anti-hope. So, that's option 1 for Celia. It's very easy to use, can be done relatively easy. The con for it is that you are a vessel. You are the seal for it. Eventually, when you die, it's going to come out. Whether it's you die of old age or you die in battle, the essence is going to eventually come out and require people to track it down again and fight it and seal it all over again. So this option is a good option, but it's a temporary. Now, option 2, and he flips it up in the air and catches it. Option 2 is something more advanced than this spike. A full, think of it like a spear being made. Now, a trammel of this nature would be able to be used with a ritual called the Rite of Banishment. You would stab the anti-16 with this trammel and invoke the Rite of Banishment and blast them, in essence, stab them and push them out, spear them, if you will, out of this physical universe and into a demi-plane, where they will linger there potentially for millennia. The Rites of Banishment is not something known to this world. The reverse of it is not known to this world. But should anyone traverse beyond this world of Telos, there is a small chance that they could learn the rites of summoning to unbanish and bring back the entities that you seal. To note also, it requires more material to create a trammel with of this sort with option 2. Specifically, the essence of a sliver will be needed to be used as part of it. The third and final solution that I was able to divine and study while I was in the Dwelling Ruins is to use this spike the way it is currently right now, seal it within yourself, and then we take you to what we would call a soul stone. We would then release the creature, the entity, from you and battle it once more, and then seal it, stab it into the soul stone. The soul stone would absorb its essence and act as its prison. The pro for this is that it is sealed away and you know where it's sealed. You can guard it or have people guard it for centuries, and it can be mobile. The soul stone can be moved from location to location. The con for it is based off of the principles of soul bleeding, is that eventually it will release itself and we will have to track it down and seal it again. The efficiency of it, though, would be on the scale, depending on the type of harbinger that we're dealing with, on the scale of decades, centuries, or even thousands of years. But eventually, it will get released.
So it
Or
sounds
the
like
soul
in
stone.
all of the 3 options, they're getting released at some point.
Yes, we're seeing. Well, option 2, technically not if we keep it a secret. If the harbingers are not able to find out in the future where it is, like with what the reverse ritual is. But right now, that is a way to prevent them from coming back, absent using an 11th level spell to create a prophecy and seal a divine entity permanently. It's tricky banishing a god.
Yeah, sounds a whole lot like what happened to the Endless War.
Indeed.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, with any of them, I guess the plus side is perhaps, I mean, early on, it seems like it will be the most dangerous, like whether it's in me or a stone, like the harbingers, while there's still a bunch of them, will be hunting it. If we can get a significant number of them stored away in some way, then there are far less to be hunting. And even if they get one back, like, they're not going to be a group. You know, like they're not all going to come back at the same time. So it won't be like rebuilding the harbingers. It'll just be like, oh, we brought violence back. I gotta find that. Oh, we brought whatever back. We gotta find that. But it'll be like individually.
Exactly. So this is a viable one, other than how you currently have it, is sealed under one person who stands in opposition and then hope nothing happens to that one person. This is a more longer term. It's not a permanent solution. That will take time for us to figure it out. But this is a longer solution that can last decades, centuries, thousands, or even dozens of thousands of years, depending on which one we choose. Now,
I mean,
any questions? Oh, go
Has
ahead.
this been tried, or is this here to be like, hey, we want to do a test run on the thing inside of you?
Yeah, are we trial run this?
So I did test it on Hubris, and it did work. I was able to significantly steal and carve.
No. You did seal her into a stone.
Yes, as I was stabbed her, I can't stand in opposition to her, so it's not like I can pull her in to me.
So
Well, I thought you said with that you could pull it in, anything in.
You still have to be close.
Somebody that
somewhat. You
stands
don't have to be
impartial.
exactly.
And also, I am a sliver. I am technically a divine-ish entity. Divine can't do it.
Yeah,
Immortal.
anyways, the point was, have we tried this stone thing? Do we know the stone thing works?
Oh, soulstones. Yes, they are on other worlds they've worked. Now, have they worked on a harbinger? That has not yet been done, and we can test it.
So that was the essence of my question.
It's.
Is this your bid for doing that?
I feel like this is a thing where all of these things have individually worked. You have never attempted to put them all together into one thing, have you?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have another question about the danger of doing this.
Yes, Lance.
If they start figuring out it works when we do it to them, does it also work on you guys?
Very good. That is the danger of magic and technology, is eventually bad people can learn it too. In theory, yes, but if they're doing it with a trammel, a full trammel, not a spike, but a trammel, it requires a lot of material, a lot of platinum, magicite, and the essence of a divine entity. They, although they are anti-16, they claim they are as powerful or are very powerful, they're slightly below the power of a sliver. So unless they are pulling it from the Endless War itself or some other god, like hopefully not the any other pantheons start thinking about using this, it won't happen. But if it's the Harbingers, unless they're starting to drag divine essences out of devils and archdevils and archdemons, probably not likely to happen.
I mean, that sounds exactly like the sort of thing they're doing. They'd probably drag it out of each other.
Yeah, so once we start using this, it's going to be a mad race to make sure that they're all caught.
Would this work on other divine-ish beings, though?
Depends on the solution. If you're talking about the stabby stab with like just the spike that I have, probably not. If you're talking about the third solution, you still need to have it be absorbed into a person and then transferred into the soul stone. The soul stone would need to be very, very big and powerful. We're not just talking about a normal soul stone.
But
if you're
in
talking about the
theory,
second
we
solution,
could
yes.
seal something like anything away, even the Endless War?
The Endless War, we would need a huge world. We would need a world stone, something capable of sealing magic on the magnitudes of a planet.
Does that
And-
exist
Too big.
somewhere?
What was that?
Does that exist?
As we know of, no. Could we forge one? Would take millennia. Potentially. This is brand new arcanotech that we're dealing with.
What about something less smaller, like the Great Flame or something like that?
The Great
Again,
Flame is
something large, big.
That's incorporeal in a sense. It's more of an ideal or an idea than a.
so okay.
It is
Look,
creature.
I'll answer your question. But and you see, like Revenos is watching you all just like with interest. But and Dion's like, okay, look. The answer is maybe. The reason why is, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, the Endless War is a great old one. They're not technically divine beings, even though this one is claiming divinity.
But
They're
the
from
Great Flame.
before.
They're
You
not.
Said you said the Endless War. You
Oh, sorry.
mean
The,
Great Flame.
the Gray Flame. Sorry, that
Okay.
was a DM error. The Gray Flame is technically not a god. It is more a great old one that is pretending to be a god.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So that's just
That's
something
that
you
one.
can kill.
You
No, you can't kill
kill
those.
with a great old one is a weird thing to try to think.
They this falls a little bit more into my territory, Lance. They predate time. You can't kill them. The world doesn't exist without them, and they don't exist without the world.
And that also is the other thing. If you're sealing a powerful god, like let's say, for example, we were to decide we wanted to seal the Seldarine, the Seldar pantheon. Doing that right now would have a backlash effect on every elf and half elf and anyone that has any elven magic with them that could amount to killing them, essentially. You are ripping their essence out of this world that they have put themselves into for it. So the higher the powerful being, it is possible there's going to be a bigger backlash, though. Anti-16 or lesser gods, at least at this moment, if they're sealed in a world stone or using if we're sealing it in a world stone, we'll have that backlash. If you're doing the rites of banishment, less backlash.
And if we absorb and use their power ourselves, it's even less.
If you're doing option one, like right now, I would say that Chance potentially can now start using Violence's power without it overpowering her, since you've reached a certain level threshold, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's really funny she has violence because she doesn't like to violence.
Yeah. We can, and then Revenos is like, there's an interesting thing there. We can talk, well, we're all here right now, might as well. Chance, you, at this moment, or any one of you, since you stand in opposition to violence, if you were to utilize its power, you can use it one of two ways. One would be to incite violence, to give in and allow it reign, essentially. We would not recommend that. You can also negate it and use its power and invert its power, creating a field of peace around you, restricting those from being able to act violently around you. Same thing if you seal any of the other harbingers. If you were able to capture and seal ignorance and you stood in opposition to ignorance, you could suddenly make everyone around you smarter. So, one thing I will say, you have time to think about this, but we do need to consider, we will be presenting this also to the other teams that are dealing with the harbingers, but you're getting the first presentation on it. You can decide which solutions you want to use for your team. Any questions on the trammels and the sealing options that you have?
How long would it take to manufacture? Just all of the cost aside. You know, the extra materials and the essence required from one of y'all. What's the time frame for turning that into like full size?
A trammel would take me or take us maybe a week once dedicated for it. Now, understand these trammels are very delicate. They are very powerful, but very delicate instruments. They can break, but we can at least create several of them with our essences, having some of the potentially like the dwarves help us create them. It has to be created by mortal hands. So that's the trammel route. The worlds, the seeking out the soul stones, we'd have to travel off-world briefly. So it might take a couple months, maybe 2 months to collect them.
I mean, I think, well, I mean, granted, we don't know how many teams and how many people are holding things, but it makes sense to have some soul stones and like offload them, at least some of them, and then we can carry more.
I kind of agree with that idea.
Like I could get rid of this one and then I could have done something the other day, or
Fair.
It's also our longest term solution, I think.
Which one do you think is the longest
Well,
term?
No.
Soul Stone or the
Spearing them
rites
into
of
another
banishment?
dimension. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Because that's
Like I
the
said, the rites of banishment are not known to this world. They potentially could take thousands of years to even, or maybe even never. Could be a million years.
yeah,
And they will never know how to reverse it.
I
that was
mean,
the one that set off my. This sounds a lot like the endless war alarms.
Mhm.
Because it's kind of what happened to it, isn't it?
Loosely.
In a sense.
11th level magics, powerful. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Just
think it makes sense to sort of spread, put some in the soul stones, put some in dimensions, and maybe even keep some with people, but just keep track of them. So, like, if I'm getting old and I'm about to die, somebody
yeah.
come check me out.
Like I mean, honestly, as far as that part's concerned, the efficiency of that's down to the person holding it. Because for you, it'll be, if you're doing real good, 110 years, magic and being powerful. But then you take someone like me, it's got at least good 400 left in front of him.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I was saying. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
going to die, you get an elf in front of me, a dragon, somebody, we just
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah. I'm
move it
backing you up.
on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of just.
As long as they're not assassinated. That's the one big thing.
But that's all. That's still all variable and still all the shortest term. So, it's a good for now situation. But I think Chance is right, and we need to go with something a little more long term.
But I was just sort of thinking, like, even of the answers that you had, like, we just put some in all of those buckets, because then if a harbinger comes, like, they won't be just looking for, like, oh, I'm just looking for soul stones. Like, ah, I'm looking for soul stones. Also, I'm looking for inner dimensions. Also, I'm looking for random people. It's going to make it much harder if they're trying to look, if they don't know what they're looking for.
Indeed.
It might increase the risk that they might find one of them, but it will decrease the risk that they will find many of them.
But it probably also slows us down on enacting some of the plans because it'll take longer to do both
What
at the
we
same
can,
time.
yes, what I can at least start doing once I present to the other teams, I can get started or have some of the best dwarves help start creating the tramps.
How many other teams are out there?
You are one of three, Reveno says. One in the Rhea, one in Tamshire,
Which was Tamshire.
east of Aramir. But yes, three teams thus far.
Okay.
So, with that being said, um, let's talk anything else before we move on to the next issue at hand.
Not for me. I don't know. I'm leaning towards this rite of banishment idea.
Really quickly, this is the DM talking. What's everyone's like body language and what are they thinking? Let's go really quickly with that. And after that, we're gonna probably go on our break for it. Chance, what's Chance's body language and what's she thinking currently?
She's just sitting there, rolling it all over in her mind.
All right, awesome. Alice, what is Alice's body language and what's she thinking?
She is outwardly trying to, look all composed and whatnot, and in her head she's going, I have no idea what they're saying. Oh, for the 16's sake, don't make me make this decision. Please let this be somebody else's job. Because it's too big of a decision that she's like, this is over our heads, and she knows it's their job, but it's over her head.
Fair, fair. Erlon, what is Erlon's body language in the corner, and what's he
Um,
thinking?
yeah, he's the whole time he's been kind of hands folded, listening in, kind of leaning on the wall. But he's been really highly focused on Revenos, just with everything he's been saying. And then, um, sorry, probably kind of leaning more towards the different usage, like the different resources being used, like how Chance was saying, just to
Hmm.
make it a little bit harder, for there to be an outcome against us. But then, kind of just waiting for someone, almost like Alice, just waiting for a plan in order for him to execute, kind of deal.
Gotcha.
So no specific one, particularly. He's not gonna make that decision, but he will back up anybody for sure. in it.
Okay,
So yeah,
awesome. Definitely doing like the cool kid, the cool.
yeah, right.
All of it. I'm just like picturing like rogue vibes, like like the
Yeah,
rogues in the back
exactly.
of the room.
The
Except right
hood
now
in the corner
you're
in the
like kind of like right
shadows.
next to a light, light
Yeah,
fixture.
exactly.
Awesome. Lance, what's Lance's body language and what's he thinking?
Um, Lance is just, I don't know, he's just watching the two slivers and trying to see what they're thinking, I guess, more than anything.
Roll an insight check. Hard to tell. Just with a normal 10, it's hard to tell.
Damn dragons.
Yeah. All right. Zanny, what's Zaddy's body language and what's she thinking?
Zanny is full on in conversation with colleagues mode. Like she has her leg, like one leg kicked up on the couch since no one's sitting beside her, and she's like arm on the armrest, just like having just like full on, just like she's having a late night intellectual debate with colleagues about high level magic or something. She's just kind of like this back and forth.
And this is brand new magic for you, and they even
Yeah.
mentioned off-world magic. So it's a very, very fascinating topic for you.
Like she's super intrigued on all this, but she's like sitting on the couch like total casual vibes because this is her bread and butter. It's high brain talk, and she's like, "Yep, I'm here." Mm-hmm.
Awesome. With that being said, let's take a 10-minute break.
Are we
Oh.
coming back to talk with them afterwards still?
Yeah, there's
Because
still more.
I have other things to talk to them about, just not about this. Like other
Okay.
things I wanted to ask.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that after. They still have more to talk about other than the trammel, because the
That's
trammel
what I
was
was
topic
asking.
one. They still have more things to talk about for it. When we come back from break, we'll continue that conversation, and then we'll see if there's anything else that is done after their main points. Because they have big points they want to make sure to get across, questions, and even after they break, you might still be able to talk to them. So, but yeah, let's take a 10-minute break, and I'll see you all back in 10 minutes. Take care, everyone. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Excited to have you guys back here. For those who may have missed some of the last parts of the half of the session, right now there was an interesting conversation that was had with Revenos and Dion, explaining the options to how to deal with the anti-16 and how to seal them away. 3 different solutions, all involving different levels of magic, spikes, and trammels, and apparently soul stones. But now we're coming back. That was just the first part of the conversation that they had with you guys. For reference, it's probably around noonish at this moment, or maybe 12:30 for your characters. But the conversation takes a little bit of a shift as Dion puts away the spike that he had and pulls out a golden key, the same key that you all would recognize that he had from the key magician for it. All right. Now, something maybe a little bit more fun. I think it's fun. This golden key. What is it? Can anyone guess what it does?
Open something.
Does. 5 points to Lance. All right. So, this key is specifically something that I had the key magician craft. It leads to your base. Heroes have to have a base of operations, don't they? So, especially if you're representing a little bit of Eremer, you need a place to be protected of sorts, especially as you accumulate certain items and make sure you're protected, and always a failsafe in case you have family that you want to pull in and protect for it. So, this key will, once it's attuned properly, will lead you to a fortress. It will be, you can furnish it if you wish, but essentially it is going to be a safe area for you all to reside in. It also will be connected to 3 doors of your choosing within a certain range. So as an example, if your choice was that you wanted it to connect here to Zarek, you would designate a door and it would be connected to this key. On the other side, that fortress could open the door and enter Zarek. You could, and let's say you wanted to connect it to someplace in, Jedna. Well, you would use this key, create that connection, and in essence, anyone in the fortress would be able to travel between Zarek and Jedna. It only has the 3 locations that you can bind and connect to within, I would say, about a governance range for it. But this is a gift that I'm granting upon you all. You can have it and figure out amongst yourselves where you want that base to be, and where, because the base can be in like the middle of the desert, the forest, the middle of nowhere in essence, while still being connected to the 3 locations. And let's give it to you, Zaddy. He goes over and he hands it to you. Work amongst the group, figure it out. Questions on that?
Why'd Zanny get the key?
Close-ish to me, and she's smart. You're smart too. I just was giving it to whoever was, random.
Do you own it?
No. I just wanted to know why he gave it to you.
Okay.
But yes, think about it, have a discussion amongst yourselves, and you'll need it in case if anything happens going forward for it. I would recommend definitely using that. There's plenty of room in the fortress, or so I've been told. Revenos, do you have something to grant upon them for their deeds? Revenos is like, oh yes, not sure if you all noticed the chests that are next to me. your reward for helping the traveler and helping us obtain this, courtesy of the traveler and myself, will grant these chests to you. And he kind of like snaps his fingers. They open up, and you all see silver coins inside. 1 million silver coins for you.
What? What?
Did I stutter? 1 million silver.
1 million.
From me being gracious.
Now Alice's jaw is on the floor.
Zanny, what are you doing? I see you kind of.
There is just grab. And it's just like a death grip on Alice's wrist. Just
You are entering another level of adventure. You need to be prepared to equip yourselves, furnish that fortress that you have just obtained, and prepare for sealing anti-16s. I think 1 million silver is overdue.
He keeps saying the words, but
I ain't gonna argue.
uh-huh.
It's
Yes.
Lance walks over and closes the chest and goes, "Right, we'll take care of that later."
yeah, okay.
Oh.
He closes both of them or just one of them?
Both of them, and
16.
he sits on them.
He sits on them.
That's a good idea.
Lance, you do have some greed in you. I'm gonna ask also Chance, make a wisdom saving throw because of your greed.
I'm surprised Erlon didn't Scrooge McDuck dive into
I know,
these
right?
things.
I was expecting Erlon to say something also.
that's why Zanny was
guys,
gripping
greed is not my
Alice.
thing. Greed is not my thing.
Lance, you're in control. Chance, you can kind of feel a little flutter of, look, imagine all the books and all the
She doesn't
things.
like silver and gold. That's
no,
not
you're-
her greed.
You're thinking about what you can get, like what you could buy books and knickknacks and all these fun things. That's what's you're starting to think about that.
That's
for-
not what she's into.
Okay, well, what would Chance be into? What would she use this money for that her greedish blood would flare up with?
That's just it. She has everything she needs.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out because that's
Everything.
your descendant is greed. You're gonna have to figure out a material thing Chance craves. So
She craves experience. She craves people. That's her greed.
yeah, but you gotta need a material thing. That's I'm telling you as a DM, you need a material thing that you crave as well. But Erlon, what were you about to say?
Oh no, just saying before that, like greed is not my thing.
Not your thing
Like,
either.
based off,
Okay.
no, well, based off of just like the tests and stuff that we just had recently.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But Erlon, or not Erlon, sorry, Lance, you rolled the nat 20, so you're in control. Awesome. All right. All right. Well, that excitement out of the way. Let's talk about the path forward for you all. Do you have a plan while Dion is gathering the materials and forging the trammels? Do you have anything you have to deal with here in Zurich or in any of the other cities?
Well, we should probably go back to Tamash so we can get yelled at for being really late from our job that we took.
Yeah, I need to. There are personal things I need to attend to. Like, pretty desperately. Especially if we're about to go off on another adventure of some kind. I need to take the time I got, and I still don't have a place to live up here, so I need to take care of that. For sure.
Do you all have any business left here in Zurich?
I do.
Possibly.
2 people.
Yeah.
Chance,
I think we do, yes.
okay. So you all have
Yeah.
business to take care of. Fair. Finish that first. I believe you are wanted, not in a negative sense, but you are wanted in Jeddah, and I believe you also wish to go to Timosh. So decide which sounds like settle your things here in Zarek, and then decide whether you're going to Timosh or Jedna. There is the group of the Conclave Paladins have arrived in Jedna that was called upon by the Old Guard. There's tension brewing because of the Civil War. So your decisions once you finish things up, let us know, and then we can figure out which is of the anti-16 we're planning on hunting down next as we take the battle to them. And as he says that, Guy, who's been quiet, just in kind of like next to the window, letting the sun kind of like warm him a bit, then says, and so the tide begins to turn. Dallas, you remember what he said to Bruce, who said that to you.
Yeah, she's just kind of eyeing him warily. She does not like it's too cryptic.
So, you'll be coordinate with me since I'm your mentor. Once you're done, figure things out what you need to do here in Zarek, figure out your base situation, get it furnished, and let us know which city you're traveling to next, and when you're ready for this next part, hopefully soon. Any other questions for Dion or myself?
Were you going to discuss these chains?
The adamantium chains. He kind of like looks at Dion. The adamantium chains are the same chains that the harbingers are using. Sort of, they used it to bind and pull and weaken us dragons. It's the same thing that was used against Lord Abiad. We're assuming that these adamantium chains have infernal script on them. Just as we're developing weapons to seal and bind them away, those are the things that the harbingers are also planning on doing. So we need to also research if they have any chain manufacturing facilities here in Aramir. We need to target them. It could be in the Ria, could be in Tamshire, could be even in the different elemental dominions. But keep an eye out or an ear out for any reference to chains going forward in the future.
And
Have
do we know
heard
how
anything
to?
about chains?
What was that, Lance?
Have we heard anything about chains before?
Not really. You guys haven't been keeping an eye out for it, so you would not have like been sensitive to that. What was your question, Chance?
Do we know how to counteract them?
Potentially we're thinking of ways to break the chains. We know Sliver of Freedom, her power automatically can help break the chains because she's freedom. We're trying to see if we can weaponize that. But right now, there's different things we're thinking about. The one option we would maybe say the crudest option, lock pick it. The chains always have to have a lock on the mechanism of some sorts, or maybe potentially get an adamantium weapon and see if that might, adamantium against adamantium, potentially.
It at least have a chance.
Yeah, it is an arms race on who can seal who first.
Don't happen to have any star medal on you. Yeah, it's worth an ask.
Anything else, fair heroes? If not,
Hold on.
Oh.
Revenos,
Erlan? Yes.
do you have nothing to talk about with me?
Well, right now talking about the group. I mean, if you want to talk about in private, it's up to you. Or you want to talk about it right now?
We'll talk about it later, I guess.
All right. I was just trying to respect your privacy.
Yeah, but I mean, you haven't even really focused on me at all this whole time.
All right. Let's.
I mean, just for being a mentor, I'm just kind of. Excused.
I wasn't focusing on particularly anyone here, but now that you've called me out, fair, red-haired hero, you can see him like he stands from his chair and he kind of like grins and almost like half stalks a little bit forward as he steps. I'll respect your privacy requests here later, but we'll make sure to figure out ways to protect you and figure a path forward for you as well as for your friends and family.
All right.
But
Oh,
that has been enough for us. We will leave you for now to discuss amongst yourselves, plan things out. We too may leave within next few hours. So if you have any other things you wish to talk to us about in private, you can.
Like leave period or like go to the store?
We'll leave, period, and come back when we need to. Dion needs to go talk and present to the other groups, and then presumably go after forging the trammels. He might even be gone. He may return briefly to give the trammels before he goes to search for the soul stones. Myself, I have things to do, but I will be returning frequently. I am your mentor. I should always be relatively close by to give you guidance.
So when will you have time to talk to us? Because I do have a question.
So who's mentoring the other people?
Different slivers. But I'll be here in the Mizeh mansion for a few more hours before I go do my graceful deathly duties.
Right.
And then I'll come back. Unless you're not here, in which case I'll eventually find you.
Right.
So, I'll leave you to it all. And Dion's like, great! How was that presentation? Would you give that A+, B+? Do I need to do any flares when I'm doing with the other groups? More
Do
spike
not-
twirling?
Do
No joke.
not open with a joke. Don't do it.
Yeah,
People love jokes.
No, bad
they
timing.
like good. They like good jokes.
The problem is jokes are supposed to be funny, darling.
Time and a
My jokes
place.
outdated?
It-
Okay,
no,
okay.
it- no,
You need to tell me what jokes would make people laugh. Like I told
mean-
Chance the other one. Why do skeletons not are not good at making music? Because all they do is decompose.
Now see, that's funny.
Okay, so it's okay.
I
Different
told
jokes.
you he'd appreciate it.
Yes, there we go.
yeah.
So I'll open up with that one next for the next group.
Only if they have a necromancer.
All right. There's always a classic one of what was how did that joke go about the paladins and holy armor? I'll figure it out. But I'll tell if you have any jokes you think the other groups would love, let me know.
Find a good Ventura joke for the one in the Rhea. I'm sure somebody will love it. Even if one of us ain't on there, they'll make fun of us.
Pretty sure there's a Venturi in that group. He kind of looks at Ravenos. Ravenos is like, of course there's a Venturi in that group.
It's Esther, isn't it?
What was that?
It's Esther, isn't it?
No, it's Velashara.
Alright. What?
Is there a Venturian at all the groups?
Not in Temple.
It's
And
we're
Zanny, you would know
very
that's
prolific.
Velashara, Vang, Dukas, Venturi, Glory Song.
Oh yeah, I know.
That cousin.
Uh-huh. That one's a friend of mine. I don't know why he got himself back in the game.
Did that one also hang out with Rip too much?
No, that one's a little different. I like him.
With that being said, we'll be about leave you guys to discuss your game plan for now. And They take their leave, going to another parlor. Guy kind of like follows after them. What does the group discuss alone without the slivers?
So, what 3 cities do we want to pick our little doors to?
I mean, since it all has to be in the same governorate, I don't think we really have much choice. It's not even like we can go to Erdida.
Well, then I wouldn't feel as bad for saying this one.
I already told you I could take you to Erdita anytime you want. In fact, we can go this afternoon if you want. I just can't get us back here.
I was going to say, the problem is getting back.
I'm of a mind to say at least one on either end of the area, the area of influence, as it were.
Well, he said the size of a government didn't have to necessarily be in the same government. We could go kind of on the border between the 3 governments.
Yeah,
Do a map. Look at a map.
we need to go to a map.
All right,
need to
let's go to a map.
Oh, strategic thinking. Oh, this part doesn't. Lance, tell me you're good at this.
I am good at this.
Good.
One sec, guys.
Actually, you know what? Chance, tell me you're good at this. I saw you play that game before.
Which game? What?
When we were with all the pieces and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about that game, but if you know how to play that game, maybe you know how to move these pieces.
I mean, I'm pretty sure our choices are pretty much Zarek, Tamashk, and Jedna, unless we want to go to one of the littler towns like, you know, Nusli or...
There would be some advantages to going to a small town. I will mention that.
They are
If
out of the
anything
way.
bad happens in a town, you guys would be able to, or if anything happens in a big city, you have a fail-safe to go back to. Let me just add page. Give me 1 second. Can I get a fresh page with all the maps thus far?
Camel Stop has my heart already.
Not Hooland.
Nah, I saw Camel Stop, and I just like, that's the one.
All right. Does everyone see the maps?
Aha.
You might want to
Mini
zoom out.
zooms out.
So,
Okay.
but just to confirm, you guys see the map, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Could we stretch as far as Tamashk, Zarek, and Wahatwa?
Yeah.
Or would that be like the max reach?
You can basically, as an example, this is now the DM just giving you understanding for it. You can do something like right here in this small remote village of Wahid Korea, and then the other one all the way to this location right next to the Gold Desert, and then all the way to Fort Rumha on this side.
Basically, if we can see it on these 3 maps, we can do it.
And you could save the third option as you explore other governance. Or just use it right now for the 3.
I have a logistics question, and Lance may know the answer to this, which is why I'm asking. How much would it cost to buy a pre-built magic circle?
Let me check something.
Because I know in your world, last game, they were able to physically move them if
Yep,
they moved
and
all
they
the
can.
stones.
They are, you'd have to buy them like it's gonna be expensive for like the cost of it, because you're essentially taking a 5th level spell scroll, repeatedly casting it over time, because that's how it has to be. Teleportation circle
Right.
cast at the same place over and over again, then it could be moved. So it would be, let me look at the spell scroll. It's rare, which would be inconsumable. So let me get a calculator. I'd say with discounts and feasibilities, especially with like it being mass produced, and I'm cutting it by basically like a tenth of the normal of what it would be hard costs. Actually, it would be 1,000,000 silver.
Gotcha.
Because if I times 2,500 gold times 400, mind you, there's 450 in the like 400, it's 1,000,000 gold. Cut it, like reduce it to 1/10 of the cost would be a 1,000,000 silver.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'd be half you with your amount, because I'm assuming you guys are gonna divvy it up, you'd be a fifth of the way there. If for yours. As a meta thing, you guys will get more money. This isn't just like, oh yeah, the one big boom and that's it. No, you will be getting more and more money as you are dealing with bigger threats.
Oh yeah, this is just our first big payout.
Yeah. Plus, you are level 10. Like you are, you need to be fully ready for things and everything. So, could be an investment for you, Lance, if you want to like put a down payment. For now, using all of yours, you might need to do a persuasion check, but it is possible to have a down payment.
I was just trying to figure out. I was like, okay, because Lance knows. I forgot where I know. I know. I should probably write this down in my character sheet somewhere.
Yeah, I think I sent you which ones, or like we messaged which ones, but I don't have that readily available right now. But for now, while you look that up, I might just check with everyone. Chance, what is your vibe for the three? Like, what do you, when you're talking to the group, what do you think should be the three uses for the fort, for the key travel? Or do you have none at the moment?
I mean, she's not from here. She doesn't really care. She would like to go to Jeddah, but she'll find another way to do that if it's not that.
Okay, got it. Alice, what about for you? Do you have strong opinions on the three locations you can pick anywhere from, or none at the moment?
I am definitely with Zanny on Zarek and then Wahatwa and then save the last one.
Okay. So you're of that opinion for it. That would be that one, okay. And Erlon, do you have a strong opinion on where you'd like the keys as you're talking with the group to be the doors to lead to?
I mean, we know number one's Jeddah. I think that's his main focus. Really, he doesn't really have too much of a say when it comes to the other areas, because surprisingly enough, he has quite a bit going on in Jeddah.
Mm-hmm. And the Skender's Guild and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say the guild mainly, but then also Pelican and stuff. So I mean, that's his main focus. But I mean,
Okay.
that's his number one choice, I guess you can say. Everything else is just kind of cherry on top.
Awesome. Lance, do you have any strong opinions on where you'd like the keys to go?
Lance is okay with those two options as well, because he can already get us to Erdita and Tamashk if he needs to, even though he has to go to the Black Sands estate in Tamashk, but he can do it.
Okay. Because if you're gonna do a lot of travel there, you probably might need to get on good terms, or at least okay terms with your mom, with your mother.
Next time we go back, he's gonna go talk to the Black Magician, but or somebody. He's gonna go see if he can find another way. Talk to the palace, somebody.
Okay. So you're leaning towards.
Actually, the Dawn Callers have one?
They do not. They only have. Yeah, they would not have one. For the big reason that a long time ago they got attacked through it.
Okay. Would any of the other guilds have one?
Let me roll for it. Skanders, nope. They rolled a natural 1, and I was cocked. That's a 5, so no.
Okay. So none of the guilds have one that as far as we know.
Correct. Not at this moment. The big thing with teleportation circles is they can be attacked, because once a person figures out that location, all they need is just one chance. They can teleport a bomb onto the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great questions there. So and Zanny, you did mention it before, but do you want to voice it for the viewers?
Yeah, I like Xeric specifically because of all of the magical technology they bring to the table. I like them because they're so enterprising, and it's a very selfish choice. But the Wahatwa pick is mostly just because it's Jedna adjacent. Like, it puts us close to Jedna without being in Jedna in case Jedna itself were to be taken over.
Okay, let me ask one question before we commit to that. Is Jedna declared a side yet?
No, it has not yet. It is the last city, the last governorate left that is quote unquote neutral.
So my pause on that would be, well, I guess that's fine, but being able to jump between the east and the west freely would be important.
My thoughts definitely for the third one are to use it somewhere to the east. It's just I'm with Chance on the whole. Any of these towns that we want to link to, we should definitely go there first.
I mean, yeah, even if, yeah.
It can be any door there, right?
Correct. Like the one that the key magician used was a shed in the abandoned area, like an abandoned home.
I mean, like, even if we do Xeric, we could do like up by the observatory or something. So it's kind of out of town, even if the town gets.
Well, I was thinking we could do it like a one in Alice's house, but I was thinking of a Hotwa we could do like in the twin shop somewhere, like in their basement or something like that.
Wasn't Wahatwa like a half a day? It was like a whole 4-hour train ride.
Yeah, it was
additional train ride from Wahatwa to Jedna. It's like not close.
It's a thing.
It looks close on the map, but it was not close.
Yeah, I believe it was a 4-hour train ride for it. But Alice, what were you about to say? Was it in reference to?
Alice was gonna agree with Lance about it being not so far away. I just worry because the main thing he said was that in the event we need to get people out, I don't want my entire family that currently lives here and other people we care about who are around this area to have to run all the way out there to get to safety.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Then Wahatwa definitely isn't a good choice.
There are pros and cons for it. If you have it out of a town, out of a city, there's distance you have to cross for it, but there's also that distance can help prevent or like protect you if you need to scout or infiltrate that city later in the future.
I think we need to visit all of these places. I mean, we're obviously already visiting here, but I think we need to visit the other towns and decide, and surrounding areas.
Where am I hearing a world tour? Like going to every town for it? I'm all for it.
World tour.
He's like, yes, all these maps I've made, we get to
I've
use
made
them.
literally.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to go to all, but just like even the towns and then those surrounding places, you know.
Yeah, we can ride the
Not
rails.
that we have to go to every dot on the map, but like, you know, the ones that are attention getting.
Yeah.
We could at least hit the eastern rail towards the Assad Savannah and start hitting towns along the way. Like I definitely want to go check out Railway Town.
Mind you, I think Laura mentioned she was from Railway Town. Zanny. Not sure if you remember that.
Oh shit, that's right. I have 2 reasons to go to Railway Town.
Yeah, well, why don't you just do it like in the middle of nowhere, like right here, Wahid Qaria, a small town in the middle of nowhere.
Oh no, that's a little too far removed from my taste.
I know. I'm just being. I gave you guys this to make sure that you guys can travel and not have to pick one location. You can enjoy 3.
Oh yeah. I'm being silly.
What
Some of these
level's
places I wanna
teleport?
go.
The spell. It's a
Teleport is a
level.
7th level
7.
spell. Yep.
Yeah, circles 5, regular 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I still want to go to Campbell's Stop.
So we're 3 levels away from being able to teleport.
yeah, but this one will allow it so that you can also move freely. Like people can go in and out of that doorway.
Right.
Which again, you do need to defend then, which means you need to get a security system and furnish it. So you guys gotta do some shopping and decorating.
It's unfurnished. We have to decorate it. Oh, that means we do get to go shopping and we get to decorate. I'm so excited.
Did you not
Alice.
think why I put literally a furniture store in every city, like literally a manifest for it for a reason?
I get to
My.
build my own security system.
I literally have been planning this from session 1.
I think we have a security system.
It's Erlon.
Is it Erlon?
No, I was thinking it was all those people we saved in that are sitting back at Uncle Iden's house. That
Yeah, it's a fortress.
All those level 1 people.
The baby?
not the baby. I was thinking, you know, the you know, the new
Tatya
warlock
and-
guy, Tatya, the angry wingless fairy, the you know.
All those level 1 people are going to fight a harbinger that knocks down our door.
What if we let them train so by the time the Harbinger finds our door, they're ready to fight him?
Level
Which-
3 people.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is okay.
Which does lead the last question. You get to attune the key to your choice of forest, grassland, Arctic, like one of the main areas. The fortress, that'll be where it resides, and then accessing these 3 locations.
So can we go out of the forest, or is this one of those like it's, you know, like if we put it in a forest, can we go out in the forest, or is this one of those like you look out the windows and it's nice,
Yeah.
but there's no door that goes out to wherever this place is?
Oh no,
Where's-
you'd be able to go out to the place around it.
And
Is the beach an option?
Yes.
and the place around it, is it, this is just a meta question, is it taking us to an actual place in Tellos, or is it taking us to like some sort of demi-plane that just has the characteristics of what we want?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Both are cool. I'm just curious on how this works.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for it.
It's fake.
So there, it is a demi-plane.
Okay.
You go there, like if you go to the beach, it's a demi-plane that looks like a beach. Eventually you'll go like Coraline right back around the world.
Okay. So it'll almost holodeck loop us back around to where we started.
Correct.
I hadn't thought about the beach. I did think just for the irony of it, because we are surrounded by desert and sun and heat, and I did think Arctic would be. Also, I was looking down at Jack, little Arctic fox.
Jack kind of like perks up.
What a.
I'm kind of a forest girl. Like to live by the forest.
How about a nice lakeside forest? So you kind of get a beach, but there's also a forest.
A cabin with a lake in the forest.
It will be a fortress.
God, I was hoping it's not a cabin. I'm
Yeah, it'll be a fully functioning fortress with each room basically having like a bathroom and a kitchen, where you can be basically like a home in and of itself inside that fortress, but no other buildings outside of it.
Dion's jokes were bad. Okay, got it.
Does not come with Wi-Fi either.
Oh no. Had to run the magical ley lines.
But yeah, discuss. You guys have this amazing base that you can establish.
I was joking about the whole frost thing. I don't want to go leave here and go freeze my, everything off.
I mean, that was also kind of the question of like, is it just, because like a lot of these towers, like that are in a demi-plane, like you can see out the windows, but you can't go.
Can't
So
go
like if it
there.
was just looking out the window, then, hey,
Yeah, then
Arctic
it's
is fine. But
yeah,
if I
then-
want to actually use it,
yeah,
You
no.
pick the Arctic, you can go build a snowman, but it's always going to be cold outside.
like I want someplace that the horses can run. I want to take the horses out.
Oh no, that makes sense. Well,
Let's
Yeah.
go down the list.
Okay.
What's everyone's preference, at least at this moment, voiced out? Chance, you're saying forest, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like grassland, someplace green.
Forest/grass. Alice, what's your preference on the terrain outside the fortress?
Not cold. Not cold is all I care about. Not cold.
Okay, not cold. So the mountains. Just
No.
very, very, not cold, but it's just gonna be very high up, hard to breathe, and just like jagged cliffs.
I don't think you're as funny as you think you are.
I think I am funny. All right, not cold. All right, Erlon, do you have a preference on terrain?
I prefer the forest.
Forest? Okay. Lance, I think you said forest/lake. But what's your preference?
Yeah, Lance is fine with anything. He doesn't really care.
Okay. And Zanny, what's your preference?
like a hilly, temperate forest thing, like a scene out of Pollyanna.
Okay.
He wants West Virginia.
Yeah, I want West Virginia. Give me West Virginia, damn it.
Arabian like the campaign, West Virginia. All right.
I want the Appalachians.
All right. It sounds to me, you guys RP this, you guys are leaning towards forest with hills and a lake, but it's predominantly forest.
Yeah, not like dense forest, just like a lot of
Yeah.
tree area.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice temperate forest where it's got a
Lake
know.
sounds nice too. Lake sounds nice too.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a tower, right? We could have a moat.
Fortress.
Nope.
Yeah.
fortress. We could have a moat.
You could. Now, if everyone's ready to make that decision, all 5 of you need to touch it and will it to be. So,
Touch it. Touch
friendship
with that.
moment.
Touch the thing.
I'm touching the thing.
I'm
Yeah.
touching the thing.
I'm
Touch and
touching
take.
the-
All of you are
thing.
holding on. It's a large key. I did say it's a large key, so you all are holding on to it, and you.
Maybe a beach.
By default, I was touching the key. Here, touch my key.
all of you focus, and that attunement, it's mixing the terrain to be those 5 attributes: not cold, forest/grassy, forest with a lake, a forest with a hill, some hills, and
Beach. Beach. Did we say beach?
the lake has a beach
Yeah,
element.
the lake will
some
have a
sand.
beach.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
You could swim in it.
Okay. Cool.
Because if you said beach, it's gonna be like ocean,
Just-
and then the beach, which is fine. It can be nice and warm all the time, but this is cool temperature Appalachian
yeah,
forest.
for sure.
All right, you see a sheen, and the key stays gold, but it also has like a greenish sheen towards it. You can imagine that wherever you put that key in now will open to that fortress and that terrain.
Now
So-
we find a door.
That's the next one. Are you all decided on Zarek? And if so, where is that door going to be? Discuss.
Alice, do you have a closet that
Yeah.
not used?
Was it?
Uh,
Sure, I'm sure there's one in here somewhere, but if I don't use it, I'm not quite sure where it is. You can ask real
Okay.
nice here, I'm sure he knows.
I was gonna say, ask Nasir if there's a closet that's not really used.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to clear it out now.
Yeah, that might be
before-
the person we want to ask the question.
I'm not sure what'll happen to anything that
Oh,
Just
yeah.
lost. It's like Alice's wedding dress lost.
Everything just goes
no!
away.
I'm sure in one of the guest rooms.
I mean, all our stuff is currently in the guest rooms.
You could move it.
But that's what I was saying, is that whatever door we need, it needs to be cleared out first.
Yep.
Yep.
So you guys, so is that the goal? One of the guest rooms, closets.
Yes.
Okay. Just as a forewarning, that means anytime you guys are coming to Zarek, you're going through the Mizer mansion.
I
That was
figured that was
unfortunate.
gonna happen anyways, so
Yeah, but I just want to make sure that's the case. So, all right, you all go to this. All out, Alice. Which floor? The most of the guest rooms are on the third floor. So, would you do it on the third floor? I'm assuming yes, but just confirm.
Yes.
Okay. Roll me just a D4.
A D4. A D4. A 2.
All right, alphabetical. It's Erlon's closet.
Ooh. Sorry, bud.
So
Oh,
the
it's okay.
bedroom that
Didn't realize
Erlon was
most of it.
using, his closet is chosen. Erlon, you take out all like any clothes that you had there for it. And do you guys who is inserting the key to activate the magic?
Well, fuck you both. It's my closet now, so I'm using it.
She rolled the die.
I had been walking around with it, so I'll hold it over to Red. Be like,
It was your closet. Do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Alright.
Take
So
it. Put it
grab
in.
the- you put it in. Twist, and as you twist, you could feel something magical. Like not just like magic, but you feel an element of whimsy. You feel an element of connection happening as you turn the key, almost like you are in a room and then suddenly you're opening it up and are feeling like the change in pressure, equalization. And yeah, turn a whole dimension inside a lock. That's literally what you're doing. As you twist the key, the magic, you could see magic pulse out of the key. The door shines and kind of like for a moment, glowing with ley line magic. And you turn it all the way, and then it unlocks. The locking mechanism shifts and turns and changes. And then as you pull the key out, you can push the door open. Well, this is a closet door, so pull the door open. And you see a large chamber ahead. The magic has worked. And it's dark in there because there's not a lot of lit light at the moment.
I'm gonna do a little
One-
glowy thing.
Oh, I've got you. And I'm gonna give Erlan his spotlight.
Yeah. Wait, what's glowing on Erlon? Is it his chest?
Yeah, I pick one
Yeah, we'll do the
specific
chest.
chest hair and I'm lighting it up.
You go like that, you just poke it.
Yeah.
All right. It lights up and he is like a human flashlight just beaming everywhere for it. And as you all walk in, your steps echo a little bit. It is empty, but you feel like you're in a castle. And all around it, as you look up, you're in like an atrium of sorts. And as you look up, there are rows and rows of apartments, the inner apartments of the castle, of the fortress. And as you guys explore over the next hour or two, you find each apartment has fully is can basically be its own full-fledged building in and of itself. You find parapets and defense measures in there, even though it doesn't seem like it would be needed because you're in a demiplane, but it is a fortress shaped like a fortress with all the nooks and crannies. There's a massive kitchen area. There are dungeons in the depths below. There are watchtowers and places where libraries can, like a library without the books fully stocked in yet. There are laboratories. There are reading rooms, parlors, minimal furnishing, but you have a fortress. And as you look outside, there is that forest that you all imagined and dreamed up, that terrain has made real. And for those that go out and explore, you see that it is real. The trees feel real. The lakeside, the lake water feels real. It's cool.
Is there fish in the water?
Would you have thought of fish in the water at that moment?
Lance would have thought of fish.
Zanny would
anyone
have thought
else?
of fish.
Okay, we got two. Chance, would you have thought of fish?
I mean, with the forest, I would have thought of just animals, like, the things that live in a forest. So,
Okay, so animals, got it. So at least three, then yes. At least 3 out of the 5 thought of it, so...
Wait, if I thought of a shark, would there be like sharks around me and something? No, I'm just
I
messing.
don't think you all
Would
have
it-
thought of sharks.
Would it have made it worse if Alice was like, please God, no fish?
Yeah, that is less fish. but-
Less fish now.
There are fish. Not a
Yay.
whole lot, but there are fish.
Just enough to get your toes, Alice.
No.
All the piranhas.
That's okay. I'm gonna invent the minnow
Piranha.
pedicure.
Oh yes.
You could also
Gonna
throw
be
your
rich.
fish, your goldfish in there, Alice.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, it's still alive? What? It's
Of
crazy.
course it is.
He can take over the lake.
I'm
You
going
will
to
be the-
very quietly eventually release my 3 that I bought into that.
Just have this massive koi pond out there.
So let me
you
ask.
have some place for your fish to live too, Alice.
Yep.
Put little
Yeah.
bubbles in there or whatever.
Bubbles.
Not
So
putting my fish in a dirty lake.
it's a brand new lake.
It's a
How is it
dirty lake.
dirty?
It's got
Brand
fish in
new
it.
man-made lake.
It's dirty because there are other fish.
There are, yes, other not my fish.
Other-
Fish.
Other
They're
dreamed up
not my
fish.
fish.
Yes, disgusting.
They're not even real fish.
Yeah, mind you, if you like try to grab a fish and take it out of the water, after you get to a certain area, it just vanishes.
Yeah, you can't eat the fish.
No, Lance is just
Oh.
going to throw them at Alice and watch them disappear in the air as they fly towards her.
Heinous.
Very
I'm going
sad.
back inside.
So yeah, let's ask that. What's everyone's reaction to this fortress that you guys have now? Chance, for one, what's Chance thinking as she sees the forest, the lake, the fortress, and her like own private apartment away from anyone for it?
She's just gonna go and explore the forest, see how far it goes.
Okay. A good mile, I would say, at this moment before you end up starting to circle right back. Awesome. Zanny, also roll me. Well, no, Erlon, roll me a D100.
Yep. D100. Alright.
19.
19. Good old 19.
There are 69 apartments.
Nice.
If
Wait,
it was
what?
below 50, I would
Nice.
add 50. If it was above 50, like 51, that was the number. So 19 plus 50, there are 69
shit.
apartments.
69, baby.
So you can house 69 different people, and
Say it
each
again.
person having their own room before you start doubling up. And yes,
Oh, darn.
Alice, nice.
Nice.
It is a big. It is big. All right. Alice, what's Alice's reaction as she now has a fortress in her house's closet?
Are all the apartments pretty much the same size?
Yes.
So she's gone through a couple before realizing that they're all pretty much the same size, and she's going to spend so much time writing down a list of everything she needs to buy to properly furnish her room so it is an appropriate accommodation for Alice Mezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot you can look, and it's all empty. It's very middle, like steel age, so to speak, with like the architecture for it. There's a nice feel to stone, but it's all bare.
Mm-hmm.
There's some like wood furniture for it, but definitely can be updated, and that could be a project you work with everyone else, fully decking out this entire fortress, the decor of it. The banners, the tapestries.
The banners.
How much do we think it would
Banners.
cost to furnish our rooms, the main living area, and whatnot?
Depends on how fancy you want to be. That's going to be the if you're going for like bare minimum, I can whip up some like estimates. That might be something you need to like go shopping and ask for, like, hey, what's the deal with this or that? If you're going for like, hey, I want this to basically be like a prince's fortress, definitely going to increase the price for it.
Moderate.
Moderate. Okay. Well, we'll do some estimates. I'll do some estimates afterwards.
Lance is just gonna go kidnap one of the furniture people and blindfold them and take them in and be like, "How much does it cost to furnish this?"
that you could do that. Also depends, because here's the thing: there are different companies. So if you do like, there's different furniture shops. They have their different vibes that they go for. Also different quality. There's like the IKEA exists, so to speak, in this world. So do you want cheap furniture?
IKEA is high quality furniture. What are you talking about?
All right. So great, Alice, you're doing that. Erlon, what's Erlon's reaction to a fortress that he has?
I was pretty mad he didn't think of a pool, probably. But there's a lake. It's okay.
There's a lake. I'm like, no one said anything about a pool.
There's still a lake. As he sees Alice going, he's gonna purposely follow her and go to whichever's the nearest one and take ownership of that one as well.
Roll a D69.
D69. Are we gonna be neighbors?
Oh my god. A D69.
Yeah, type in /roll
Oh, okay.
1D69.
/roll D69.
Please roll a 69.
Oh my gosh. That'd be amazing. 1D69. It's 1D69 altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Fudge, so close.
So
Pick
close.
Floor 50. You pick floor 5, room 4, or room 54.
Yeah.
That means we're on the
Yeah.
5th floor. Am I
Yeah.
53 or am I 55?
I'll let you decide that, Alice.
So are there
Um,
7 floors?
Oh, bastard.
Actually, yeah, you're right. This would be the 6th floor, because it would go. Wait. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Sorry. Math.
British numbering.
British. Damn it.
Because there's ground and then.
Yeah. There's ground. Unless. Okay. All right. When we're doing this, this is all a little chaotic-y, but I'm down for it. So, Erlon, roll a d20. If it's 11 or higher, there's 7 floors. If it's 10 or lower, there's a basement level with the floor
Okay.
rooms in the floor underneath.
Alright, D20, it's happening.
Oh, give me a basement.
It's a 19.
19. There's 7 floors. So that would be room 64, essentially, the sixth floor. Room 4 for you, Erlon. Alice, which one are you picking? 55 or 53?
Which one is closer to like an end unit? Alice would have picked an end unit.
A what unit?
Like an end unit, like where there's only one person on one side of you type thing. There's not
So
you're not sandwiched.
It is a fortress, so it's kind of, think of it like a square sort of deal. So there's always going to be someone, unless you're like a corner.
Always somebody.
Even then, there's going to be someone on. There's always going to be someone on either side of
So
you.
even by the stairs.
Even by the stairs, because the stairs are like around. It's
okay.
think of the I said it was an atrium.
Yes.
And
Sorry,
going
I thought
up.
there might have been. Okay. Then 55, so I can remember.
Okay, I'm gonna start writing this down. So 55, sixth floor. Erlon, you pick floor that, and you pick 54 purposely, so you could just be right next to Alice.
Right next
Lance,
to her.
I see you rolled a 25. Is that
Yeah,
the room
Lance
you're picking?
changed his mind. Lance is going to the top.
Okay, so the last floor 7. What room?
He'll go in the middle, so he'll go 65.
65 it is. All right. Backtrack. Chance, do you have a preference on what number you're picking for your room? Or do you want to roll for it?
I'm thinking. She's waiting till everybody else picks their room.
Okay. She wants a whole floor by herself. I would do
would say.
that. Zanny, do you want to pick your room?
Zanny looks through the whole place, does the math, and when the number shows up in her head, she just looks to the sky and says, "I know what I must do, grandfather." And she takes room 69.
Room 69, the last room on the 7th floor. That's the last one. There is no no room 70 on the 7th floor. It is just 69. And then where the other room would have been is just like open area, like leading into like a large balcony to oversee the other parts of the fortress.
So do the
The
rooms
wrong
start
room.
at 1 or do the rooms start at 0?
On the first floor, it's like 1 through 10. Second floor, 11 through 20. Third floor, 21 to 30.
Okay.
That's what we're sort of establishing. Yep.
Okay.
So it goes 1 to 0 every floor, but I don't have a 0 on my floor.
Correct.
Right.
DM,
Yes.
may I also start pulling out pieces of paper and writing my family's names and just sticking them on doors? And
You sure can.
She's gonna purposefully go over to 53 and she's gonna write Penny on it while she makes aggressive eye contact with Erlon. Don't worry, Penny will get to sleep right next to you, darling.
No, not
You
her. Not
You realize
her.
there's other floors. You guys are all picking floor at the top and the.
Why would
I
I?
mean,
Why
that's
would I
not
not
saying we
want my?
can't go other places.
Why would I not want my family on the same floor as me?
Okay. Well, we'll you guys can post it like the official thing for it. So we have, just for the record, we have Alice with room 55 on the 6th floor. We have Erlon with room 54 on the 6th floor. We have on the 7th floor, room 65 is Lance. And then Zanny, 7th floor, room 69 is Zanny. Chance, did you pick one? Or do you have one now that you heard everyone else's decisions?
Not exactly.
Mhm.
She's thinking about the 2nd or 3rd floor.
Okay. Roll a d10
Why?
to pick the room.
Well, I'm not picking yet. She
I
has
was so excited.
She has
Well-
no stuff to put in there, so.
All right. You're gonna have to pick a number eventually. So, all right. So, going back then, Erlon, you purposely picked that. Do you do any thoughts other than I'm gonna mess with Alice and be her next door neighbor?
He's actually fully regretting it right now, but but he's gonna make the best of it.
Okay, great.
But
Lance,
yes, he would take advantage of it.
There's like 50, 60 other rooms you can change.
Oh, I know. I will.
no, he's
I'll do
committed.
replay.
He made it a purpose of making eye contact with Alice right as he entered the door.
Yeah, but after the whole penny thing, he's like, "Fuck."
We'll see how his resolve holds out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Lance, what's Lance thinking or doing as he's exploring and claiming room 65?
He's like well there's there's a lot of stairs here. Erlon's gonna have a lot of work carrying all the stuff up here.
Great.
That's what he thinks about. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because you guys got to furnish it. Either you have to invent, like you either have to get like an person to build an elevator in here.
There's an atrium I can vortex warp, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, magic things! Yay!
I mean, you guys can build, like, you guys can go and get like a contractor to come in. We'll have to blindfold them and start telling them build this elevator. And yeah, Zen, you have a cart. Awesome.
Amy.
We also have skeletons to do a lot of the physical labor.
Yeah. And Zanny, what's Zanny thinking after claiming room 69 in honor of her grandfather?
She's already she is starting to set up her lab in 67 so that it leaves a buffer room on either side between her and Lance in case something goes wrong and there's a catastrophic explosion.
Oh god.
Oh, see, Lance is setting up his beetles in 63 for the same thing because he's going to set up his lab over there.
Yeah. And then after she just sets out a couple of things, like not anything else, she has an idea and she goes to find Alice.
All right, proceed.
Hey, Alice,
Yes, darling.
can you come with me up to the top? There's something I want to do.
Can I have like 2 seconds, Mitchell?
Wait, I'm guessing that was a Lumi thing and not an Alice thing. I was like, what?
So you know the like little squeezy toys with the like hole down the middle that you have impure thoughts about?
Yeah.
I was playing with it and it just burst, but I was in the middle of talking, so it was all over my face and mouth, and I just feel like that was poetic, but also terrible, horrible, awful.
Very poetic. Very poetic.
So I'm cleaning myself up right now. Apologies, guys. I don't know how toxic this stuff is. So.
Yeah.
You were squeezing it that hard?
No, it's like I've had it for a long time.
I just wanted you to come to the roof.
And she's doing something
I mean,
horrible.
It came to the roof.
All right, Alice is
She
coming.
consecrated her room. She marked her territory.
Alice is on the way. Never fear.
Go ahead, Sandy.
Just take her up to the top. Like, this is really dumb, and there's no point in any of this. I have just always wanted to do this, and I just didn't want to do it up here by myself. So I wanted to bring you up here, if that's okay.
Of course. What are we doing?
You're standing there looking shocked. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, go. And I jump off the building.
Zenny!
Okay. You throw yourself off the building. You're falling. You plummet 500 feet per second. You're gonna hit the floor.
I give myself about 3 seconds, and then I just go, and I start flying. Because I can just do that.
You can do that.
Sandy, no. Alice is like over the edge, just like clutching her chest.
I thought you were holding the railing, like looking down.
Yeah. Well, she's got like one hand on the railing, looking over. The other's like clutching her chest.
Goop all over her face.
What? Stop. Zenny, don't. I thought you were going to die. I thought you came all this way just to end yourself.
No, God. 16 now. It's a little childlike fantasy of mine. I've just always wanted to jump off of a really tall building and fly. So,
And was your childhood fantasy to give me a heart attack in the process?
honestly, a little bit.
Yeah, as long as I fulfilled some goal of yours.
I don't know.
Was it
I
fun?
don't like, yeah, I don't like being really showy, but I just wanted to show off. So,
Oh, Zanny, you should be showing more often. I liked that. I appreciate the shock factor. I feel like I'm the only one it would have startled, though. I feel like everyone else would have either expected it or laughed.
I think at least one of them might have hoped I was going to hit the bottom.
Well, no, not so dark as that. Perhaps didn't fly at the proper time and sprained your ankle.
Yeah.
Perhaps
That's it.
can you fly with something in your arms?
Haven't tried that yet. Not that strong.
Well, if you ever get a little bit stronger, I'd love to go for a soar sometime.
I mean, got a carpet.
More of a
It'll-
free soar.
Oh, well, that I can work on.
Well,
Awesome.
please don't blow up my roof. What, is yours in 65? Is that where you put it?
No, you put 69 as
67
Oh, okay.
is going to be the lab. 69 is mine.
I will
Okay.
mention, Alice, your room 55, directly above you is Lance's room.
Fantastic. The first thing I'm going to invest in is a broom to stab the ceiling with.
So, cool.
Use your sword.
True. And the first thing Lance is going to invest in is tap shoes.
That's the first goal for Alice. Carpet everything.
Yes, very much so. You guys are all going to have carpet in your bedrooms.
All right.
I have an idea for the name on the carpet, by the way. What do you think about bagger?
Are you allowed to say that?
Carpet bagging?
Oh, yes. Oh. I like it.
Well, I don't know. I just was being glib.
No, I quite appreciate it. I mean, the only... I don't really know what a good name for a carpet is, because normally you can have good dog names, a good cat names, a good baby names, but not often do you name a carpet.
Yeah, I didn't think about it too much, but it's kind of like having a pet. This thing's smart. It thinks. Sandy has left the carpet in her room right now, by the way.
Awesome.
Unless someone else has it.
Unless someone else stole the carpet.
I don't know. I don't know what happened last session. Someone else could have it. If they
No,
have
you
it, they
still have it.
Okay. But yeah, she just left it in the room. It's like,
Mitchell?
Oh, awesome.
yeah, we could name it Mitchell.
Oh, no, my Wi-Fi went out.
Jesus.
Fix
First
it.
the base and now the Wi-Fi.
It's look. My computer's backwards, so I ran into it.
One of them days.
But what color was the sploosh?
Clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
All right. Going to Erlon really quickly. Erlon, I did mention you rolled 2 natural 20s when you were facing the Harbinger. Who are you bestowing the dexterity point to?
I think it's gonna be Chance this time around.
Okay.
Last was Alice, last was Alice. So yeah, Chance.
I mean, unless somebody can make better use of it.
No, you've been running lately. Oh shit! Actually, so is Danny. Oh my god! Hold on.
Rock,
Roll
paper,
dice.
scissors for it.
Roll a dice.
Is any of
What's
you,
your
like-
numbers, Annie?
Even or
I
odd?
mean, if we're talking from the meta perspective, I'm just sitting at 14. It's not going to help me.
So you're at 14 chance. What's your number?
10.
10.
Okay,
And
here goes your
Alice,
chance.
Huh.
what's your dexterity?
12.
And Lance?
Holy God.
10, I believe.
Dex?
Yeah.
No, I'm 11.
11. Okay.
Oh, it actually would give him an AC and a dex bonus.
So now you
We'll
heard
do it
them. You
there.
can meta decide, Erlon.
Oof, meta decide.
But
We'll
I
do
do-
it. We'll give
we
it
need
to.
one. We need an answer.
Yeah, we'll give it to the one that's gonna benefit the most. So what is it, Lance? Right? Yeah.
Lance is at 11. So if you do that, he gets 2,
Yep.
now 12. So how do you bestow it? Last time you did it with strength, I believe.
Yep.
So how do you
Um,
approach Lance to do it?
Damn. I wish I still had that rock from that dungeon that we were at. Oh wait, no, I have to touch him, correct?
Yep.
Um, I'll just go up to his room, visit, see how he's decorated, which is probably nothing at all, unless there's black shit everywhere. And he gives him a good smack on the behind.
And
He's like,
Lance, go ahead, Erlon.
"You're fine. No, go ahead."
So you just go up, you see him like unloading something, and you just smack him in the butt, and there's
Smack
like a
him on the ass.
transfer of ruby energy
Yep.
right up the butt. And Lance, you kind of like yelp a little bit as the energy courses through you. You jump a little bit, and you realize you jumped very well as your agility, reflexes, and dexterity increases from Erlon's slap on your butt.
Yep. So it's a
Oh.
good game.
Thanks.
Yeah, anytime, whenever. Yeah, good game. He just walks away.
Lance will let Zanny know later for the notes.
Research gives him
What?
a marble upvote.
What are you talking about now?
What, me or him?
No, Lance. What was he talking about?
So this
Was he
is kind
saying
of like
that to me?
Oh no, that was more him saying it out loud that he
Oh,
says that
gotcha.
too.
so mind you, this is kind of what it looks like. In much more elegant, much bigger with it, but like the tiers for it,
Oh shit.
and cleaner. It's clean. No one has lived here before in it, so there's no like dust or rubble. But it
Yeah,
is
it's
very stone.
Yeah, it's all like it's all refined. It doesn't look all cracked and everything. It's all refined and everything, but it's just like no one lives here. It's empty.
So are there communal rooms any place?
Define communal room.
Like a library, a dining room,
Yeah.
a sitting room, someplace to have meetings that isn't somebody's apartment. And
Yeah,
where would that be?
It's on the first floor, like
The
past
main
the
floor,
atrium. There's
yeah.
like another area of the fortress for
Okay.
it, where it's past the living spaces, because there's also like down below here I think I mentioned like a kitchen area. Like there's definitely areas that for communal living in that regard, as well as a unstocked library and then like an alchemy lab and and such.
And could we possibly, if we wanted to, on some of these floors that we're not using, take out some load-bearing walls and expand these apartments into like 2 wide and turn them into other types of rooms?
You can. You start demolishing parts of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like actual carpentry,
It's not
not
it's
not
not
just
like the
smash
magic
through.
type that if we smash a wall, it's going to grow back later.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the magic made it so once, and that's it.
And now it's just made. Okay.
Yeah. Now, mind you, each apartment is basically an apartment. Like
Yeah.
it has a bathroom. It has, mind you, indoor plumbing is a thing for it. Let's just put that in there. There's like showers, bathrooms. There is a kitchen. There is like a dining area. There is, your like own personal dining area, your own personal sitting area, your own personal bedroom and closet. So you could basically just live there.
And
But if you're gonna break the walls and expand it, it would be twice as big.
right.
So
Okay.
great.
These are all fully functional, little like livable apartment areas. They just need They need anything that you would need to have a life in an apartment.
Yeah, like if you were to go apartment hunting and you found an apartment place, there are appliances and
Yeah.
the minimal appliances in there already.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Before you guys are exploring there, I would say probably just like the exploring of everything together. Let's just say 3 hours initially, and you guys are coming out of this demiplane close around like 5 p.m. So still time to go shopping, still time to talk to Dion and Revenos before they leave. You also got to divide up the money. So Lance, one, where are you putting the money? And two, how are you dividing it up for like if with a group fund or no group fund?
Well, let me ask you guys this. How much do we want to put aside an amount to spend on furnishing, or is everybody on their own for furnishing?
I feel like we should be on our own for furnishing just because I don't want someone like Erlon to suffer because I want a really nice bed.
Except for like, I mean, like the communal areas, the library. That I'd say this would be my suggestion. Of the million, we take 500,000 and just put it in our like group fund right now for whatever we decide we need to do, and then maybe like divvy up the other half, or maybe even less than half.
What is Erlon's perspective?
That sounds good to me.
Which
I
one?
like the what Chance said was like divvying it up,
Save half.
taking a specific already. Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if you were like sounds good for like Chance or Alice. Zanny, what's your perspective?
Oh well, I like Chance what she said, but then I also like the idea of like how Alice said that we'll kind of focus on our own stuff mainly.
Like, yeah,
as well,
that's
like our own furnishings.
yeah, that's kind of
Which
what
is the same thing.
what I was thinking. The same too. Just like that we should put a big chunk of what we have though, and not just divvy everything up in
Yeah.
case we have big things we want to invest in as a
Mhm.
group later.
Sounds
Do
good.
we want to do half, or do you want to do a quarter, or
I would be more apt to agree to a quarter, just because they already said that this isn't the last time we're going to get paid, and also, what are we saving up for?
I mean, there's 5 of us, so a quarter would be 50,000 each, and then that would leave 750 for.
so it'd be
Whatever.
150,000 each, and
No, darling. When I said a quarter, I meant save a quarter.
so
Oh.
save 250, and we each get 150.
Yes.
Mm.
I mean, we don't have
Danny,
to spend
what's your
150 now.
You were the last person to. I want to make sure everyone has their opinions heard. That's why. What's your opinion, Zanny?
I mean, I think it makes sense to save back some for. I always think it makes sense to save back some for like rainy day slush fund stuff, because if something bad happens and then all of a sudden we're all tapped out, we need some way to get a hold of some money. I don't know if it needs to be half of it. My brain went somewhere in the middle ground, but the math kind of checks out on the 250, 750. And that gives everybody enough to furnish their own place. And then we have 250 for any kind of communal furnishings we want to do in the like furnishings in the communal areas. Any sort of future food restockings we want or need to do. If we need to do any investments for anybody else. Any sort of things we want to do to make more money.
I just want to put, well, I mean, just why I was thinking a larger amount was, one, Lance had suggested the teleportation circle, and like that's going to be well, that would be 1 million. So even with half, it's not, but with half, we're halfway there to something we could get in the future. And the other thing is, how much do we owe on the big vase that you bought on credit?
I have to double check.
I think it's 100.
And did we
Well-
want to get the bigger vase yet? Because that's something
Which-
I think was 500.
Which also does lead to the next thing. You guys can use this money not for furnishing. You can also use this for magic items that you guys can purchase.
Well, I mean, this is just why I was thinking like half of it, and then we split it, and then we do all of our furnishing, and then the other half we have for something that we're going to need for the fight. But that's just how chance would be.
So it kind of sounds to me that you guys are kind of like split between either half or a quarter. Like that's basically like to save, and the rest divvy out.
DM,
Lance,
how much was our note that we owed? Do you have it written down?
Not readily available. I'd have to double check it. Let me try to see if I have it.
What's it called? Because I think it was in our chat, so we can like just Google.
Yeah, I
within
believe it's
that
the
chat.
vase. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm at that role play. Give me 1 sec. I'm reading 80 silver. Let's see. Promissory Note to the Seal of Truth. I'm reading it right now. I'm scrolling. I'm at that place. Okay, found it. So it's 500 Yuta. Let me see how much he put down for it.
I mean, 500 Yuta, that's 500 silver. We paid that one.
Yeah, hold on.
Also, don't we? Aren't we supposed to get money from the Dawn Callers for the job we did?
Yes.
How much was that?
Let me look at my notes. You're asking for catching me off guard with a lot of that, but
500,000.
500,000. Okay.
So half of what we have. Because Yuta is silver, right?
Yep. So that's 500,000. That could pay for the jar, or the ceiling lamp, because the ceiling lamp was 500,000 Yuta as well.
Okay, how about this, guys? Why don't we do 25 or 250 away? Everybody gets 150, and the 500 we get from the Dawn Callers we just use to pay off the debt on the jar. Does that work for everybody?
Everybody 150 save 250, and then use what we get paid for the jar. That's what you said.
Yeah, use what we paid for catching the bugs to pay off the jars that we used to catch the bugs.
Got it.
Which is an investment, because then that means you can capture other creatures.
And now
up
we'll
the
have
CR.
them when we get back. We'll have the jars to use to catch other things in the future, but we'll have the jars will be paid off.
Monster hunting is lucrative on both the west and the east. So, especially, I will mention, if you're planning on visiting multiple towns, there might be some adventures to be had that might require capturing instead of just killing.
But does that work for everybody?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, so I will add the 250 to the group fund. Everybody add 150 to yours, and then when we get paid from the Dawn Callers when we're back in Tamash, we'll just use that and pay off our debt
DM,
to
can I
them.
ask a question?
Sure.
Now that the war is happening and Zarek has picked a side, what is the bank system looking like?
So Zarek on the west is using exclusively silver, and the east is using exclusively the paper currency, the
Yes,
Yuta.
but if I have my money in like a savings account where technically that's just in the bank, would I still be able to go to a bank in Tamashk and get my money out if I put my money in Zarek?
Yes, I will allow, like, in the transition, the bank system is in crisis, but they're being backed by the government. You can take your money, it'll be notated so you can't double dip on both sides. But once
Yes.
you convert it, that's it, it's converted.
Okay. And does it seem like everything's okay, or is it more of like a hey, maybe don't go put all your money into the bank type situation we got going on here?
Well, that's what a lot of people are scamming people for. Like, hey, don't put your money in the banks. And some people are saying, no, put your money in the banks because there's going to be a tax. You're not going to be able to carry all your money. The governments are backing it or federally insuring it, so to speak. So that part is up in the air.
And Lance rolls his eyes and goes, "This is why gold was so much better. Less of it."
Yeah, and except it could be easily stolen, whereas a bank it's not stolen, but you get the thing. So
I could rob a bank.
all right. So we're almost at time, but everyone add the 150,000 silver that you get and start thinking about shopping. I will say next time for session 72, we are going to do like a 1 week time skip. So 5 days to see what other things you guys are doing in Zarek before maybe meeting with the Arif, maybe. We'll see what is decided for it. But that's what the game plan is. So you guys can think about what you're doing over the next 5 days. We'll be coming back to do some role playing for that and cover basically everything from the 6th all the way to the 11th in game for it. Any last things before we sign off?
I'm glad to be back.
Oh, we rolling in the money though. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
missed
can't
you
wait to
guys.
just put it on a bet and lose it all.
Yes,
You
I'm
can.
gonna
please.
purchase Erlon. I'm gonna buy him.
Yeah, whoa, not for
Whoa,
sale.
bye, Erwan.
I'm
gonna-
priceless.
I'm gonna buy. I feel like I could purchase you for approximately 30,000
Whoa.
silver.
That's just preposterous.
35.
Oh, okay, maybe we would think about that one.
I'll chip in.
Jesus, that's great.
Hey, you guys, I told you that for everyone there. I told you guys I would be giving you more money this campaign. I'm a man of my
That's
word.
nice.
So, all right. Well, with key trammels on the way and plans in Zarek and maybe plans to start exploring the rest of the 3 governance before things eventually going to Jeddah, we'll see what happens with the group next time for session 72. For everyone joining us, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. A lot of role play and a lot of fun elements with the new fortress. We'll see what happens next for the Crimson Peacekeepers. Till next time, have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.